And again, I've forgotten to turn my phone on because professionals. Welcome to session 10 of Hexad of Hyskosa. I know, right? Session 10.
We made it to double digits.
You did great. Now it's TPK time, right?
No.
Visit us on Discord and watch what we're drinking. Make them drink with the little gold tokens down there. They really like that. Oh, I'd just like to say, just for the fear of it all, Thing sent me this for my birthday.
Nice.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Apparently, it's like real ox horn, and it's enormous.
Oh
so I'll be drinking like this. What I'm thinking is I could put advertising on the bottom here. Is it the Patreon?
I'll
money.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll ask for my logo to be put down there.
Right, logo. Just some tits on the bottom. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I could put those there anyway. Let's not lie.
No, for Hopple Digital, people can like.
Oh, Hopple Digital's like the best name ever. I like
build
that.
them websites.
That is like the best name ever. So that's pretty great. That's not
Is
lying.
it?
That's a good name. It is a great name.
A friend of mine messaged me when I announced it on LinkedIn. She's like, "Oh my god, that is the best name." I'm like,
It is
"It's
the
not."
best name ever. It may well be the best name ever.
I don't know.
It's pretty close to the best name ever.
Thanks.
Well, according to this shit, I'm supposed to be live, but I don't think. Oh, I'm
I
getting
see
an
it.
ad.
You are.
I'm
I
getting
see
an
it.
ad. I have an ad. I'm getting an
Oh,
ad.
nice.
All the so I hear that Twitch is apparently going to start doing mid-stream advertising, and I'm like, please don't do that.
Oh.
Like at any point, they just like cut to an ad about I don't know bras. Woo, subscribing. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure they'll be, specific to the person.
You think so? Because that's how advertising never works when you have a website. No one who ever advertises over the top of your shit has anything to do with what you're actually wanting.
That's not so true.
All right, sometimes
depends on the
sometimes
website.
it's true. Yeah, it depends on the web. I've had some crazy shit wanting to advertise on RPG MP3, like stupid stuff. I mean, back in the day, it was all like Warcraft code people and like gold farmers and shit like that, and I was happy to take their money. All they wanted was a link, right? And they would pay reasonably well, and they were reasonably consistent with it. So we took their money back in the day when we had advertising. Not anymore. Now we just scrape by with the generosity of strangers. And people who remember this site from 2003.
Oh, I was so
I mean,
young.
when they're dead, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, I've got my control shit up. All good. All right, all good. All right, so who would like to figure out where we were last time? It's been a while. It's 'cause we took last week. We did take last week off. Would you like me to tell you where you were?
Yes.
Please.
So you came back from the desert, realizing that you couldn't get into that place because it was surrounded by terrible death dogs, and the door was closed, and there was no way you were picking it because it's 1,000,000 feet high and about 40,000 feet thick, and I'm not comfortable in this chair in any way. I've been sitting too much this week. I literally started work this morning, and I thought, it's going to be all right. I've only got 3 meetings today. So by the end of the day, I stood up and literally kept pulled into meetings like 4 minutes before they were starting. I'm like, fuck you. I want a cup of coffee. But no, I only literally, my cup's now got like, I'm going to start using this fucking thing as a coffee cup. It's the only way I can. Like, fill that bitch up, put a bit of cream on top. We're all set. I am good for at least the morning.
Perfect.
But you came back to town and your buddies had gone and they'd been stolen in the night. And you were sad about that, and you did a bit of investigating and found out that something came in the night and stole them with like tattery rags in the distance. You tried to loot their Vardo, realized there was nothing of real value in it, talked to some people, hung around. Eventually, you saw the ghost of that lady that you let be murdered. And
Yeah.
you got make it like every adventure. I think someone is going to get murdered by your oversight. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Right? So you saw a vision of her, and she led you to the temple in Mudar, and she walked straight through the door, and you were like, "Oh, that's pretty scary. What's going on here?" And you heard chanting, having known that the lady who is the priestess there was going to be doing a ritual tonight, which you didn't think particularly upsetting. You know, it's normal for priestesses to do rituals and all of that business. You decided that you would climb to the roof where there is a great big hole, because that's how you build secure buildings in a hot climate. And you saw her doing something terrible with a funny headdress on. And you decided that it was bad because there was body parts on the altar. And she got angry
And
at
she
when
kind of attacked us.
she did. She saw you and attacked you. And then you attacked her and bared and stabbed and all kinds of crap to death. I believe now everybody is mostly healed after the fight. But you wandered around the temple into the various rooms, and you literally have a mountain of gold
Literally.
and jewels and various other items from this temple. You have some magical items, I believe, from this temple. You saw that creepy room downstairs with like the weird thing that sounds like set but isn't. It's all like
with the little air.
Weird thing with the eyes. I mean, I don't know why you would do. I mean, you just get really bored. Maybe it's a COVID project.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Let's build a shrine to set in the basement, right? I mean, I can't bake, and COVID isn't long enough to teach me, so I haven't been bothering with that. But,
I have been keeping a healthy sourdough starter since about April.
Nice.
that is pretty clever. I can't do that business. I've been building IKEA furniture.
Hey, that's
It's a skill.
good
Really.
one too.
I love building IKEA furniture.
It's catharsis for me. It really is. I've got down. I can now build a 3x3 Kallax unit in less than 20 minutes.
Damn,
Which
that's
is
pretty
pretty
good.
legit because I've
Yeah.
built so fucking many of them. Which isn't bad. I can do the 2x2s in no time flat.
Our house is full of Kallaxes, but we love
Right,
them.
it is. I
Ours
literally,
is
it is.
too.
It's the way to go because it's cheap and
We
good
ha-
and
we have
stores lots of
two-
things.
We have two of the big 5x5 cube ones.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, legit.
Mostly because I couldn't move the first one upstairs. It wouldn't fit. So we just bought a second one.
Ah. That is the way to go. I have two 4x4s. On top of that, I have a 2x4 on top of each of those. And then behind my desk, there's another 4x4 with a 2x4. No, it's a 5x5 with a 2x4 on either side. And then I have two
Jesus.
3x3s on the opposite wall. I think it adds
That's a
up to
lot
like,
just in one room.
yeah, it's like 128 boxes of Kallax storage.
Nice.
And it's
Very nice.
It's about, let's say, I don't know, I want to say about 3/4 full. I mean, if I pushed it, I could probably condense a bit, but I've got the space right now.
You got the space, all right.
All I'm just waiting for a couple of big Kickstarters to drop, and then I'll have to buy some more storage. So,
Seriously.
So much dusting, though. That's what I think about.
Oh my god, it's a pain.
it is a pain in the ass. I mean, because you'll walk by and the edges of your board games will be dusty, and you'll be like, "Fuck this shit."
Yep.
Like dust everything. Yeah, it's bad.
Been
Even
there.
your,
Yep.
even your books, even my role-playing books get dusty. I have to dust the tops of the little thing with a...
Moving helped.
Moving helps a lot. Yeah, you're right. It drops the dust in someone else's house for a while.
Someone else's house, yeah. Or in the boxes. Yeah.
And surprisingly, the new house has carpet, whereas the old house was primarily hard floor. And the benefit of carpet is it keeps most of that shit down there. So, especially with Tyrael bringing in dust and terror
And you
into the
have
house.
to remember to actually vacuum.
Yeah, well, that's good. My parents, as a gift, because they're kind, generous people, bought us one of those cordless, like looks like a shotgun
They're
kind of.
so fun.
The Dyson with the trigger.
Yes.
Yes,
It's super
love
brilliant.
it.
It's really great.
So it makes vacuuming like fun.
Right, and Tyrael hates the sound because when you let go of the trigger, it goes boom, and he hates that. You just be like going through and we're like boom, and he's like, "Fuck that noise!" He's such a big. Oh my god, we went out yesterday, so we went out to like piss around in house stores because that's what you do apparently when you move house. You piss
Yeah.
around in stores buying
Sure.
like little tables, which is what we actually ended up doing. Because apparently Leah decided that the downstairs bathroom, not the master, but the other one, has nowhere to put her phone, so she needed a small table. So apparently now we have to go out and buy that, because that's now my life. So we now have a small table, which is great. But while we were out, we ate out and we hung out and we pissed around in half-price books and tossed around at home and all of that stuff.
Half-price.
You know, while we're out, we might as well make sure we catch COVID. And so we got back, and just as we were driving back up towards the house, we got like an alert from the Ring doorbell saying that there was motion at the Ring. So we were like, okay, what's that? So Leah pulls up the thing. It's the lady from across the street, and she can hear in the background Tyrael barking.
Oh.
And we're like, what the fuck? How could he be? And then I'm like, Leah, did you forget to close that window in your bedroom? And she's like, yes, I did. So he's literally been sat for like 3 hours barking into the street. And he was exhausted. He was it was like 10 o'clock. We rolled back and he was still barking into the street through this open window. So we've been blacklisted. We're blacklisted
Already.
with our new neighbors. That's
Already.
it. We're going to get one of those nasty letters. It's going to be bad. Every time one blade of grass is out of place, we're getting fined. It's just going to be terrible.
That's
Can't be worse
hilarious.
than my racist neighbor, so you're still doing all right.
And that is, I mean, ultimately, I haven't assessed our neighbors for racism on the scale yet, but you know, I'll give them the questionnaire and let you know. You know,
You're not starting out on good terms, though, so
which of these pictures do you find most attractive? You know, that whole thing. See where they're landing. It's funny. That's not funny. That's pretty terrible. I mean, we had a crazy neighbor at our old place, but you know.
Oh,
nothing-
really? I didn't know there was a crazy neighbor there.
Oh, crazy. She used to be pleasant and then she went insane. So
Oh, no.
it's like that making up a life kind of insane where, you know,
That's my favorite kind of insane, though, where they just
it was bad. Yeah.
Oh, my grandma is like that.
Right, just like I did all these things. She would like tell Leah would be talking about like her engineering masters and be like, that sounds so easy. And I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds so fucking easy. Yes, let's talk about engineering, shall we? No, it's bad. But yes, props to her getting her job. Good for that.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
She's terrifyingly excited. Even her boss at her current job is excited.
That's so cool.
I know. I'm excited for her. I would like a change of job to something as exciting because I
They
work
left
with.
explain to people. Well, yeah.
I still work where they train dentists, and it doesn't fill me. You know, when I was a kid, 6 years old and bright-eyed, I wrote that essay. I would really like to work in a dental school, and now my dreams have come true. Fuck. Yeah, right. Something no one ever writes is all I'm saying. I feel chatty tonight. I apologize. Okay. Dave.
But they don't know what her job is. They're not.
Yeah, what did she
She
do?
has a title now. Oh, she's working for NASA in mission control.
What?
Nice.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. Well, actually, she has 2 years of training before they'll let her in there to do
I don't
it. But
care. It's already like
I know.
already
She's
there. So
incredibly
Holy
excited.
shit,
It's
that's
literally the
amazing.
reason she's in Houston. She's been applying for the job for around 5 years.
it's
That's amazing.
really difficult to get in
Yeah.
there.
She wore them down basically. But basically, what happened? They remembered her from her. She had an interview a couple of years ago, and the lady that is in charge of this group remembered her to the point that when she put in this last application, she pinged her. And apparently, her and this other guy, because Leah's been sending them an email every 3 months going, hi, I'm still here, being persistent, just touching base, how's it going? Apparently, this lady would walk down the corridor, see this guy, and be like, guess who I got an email from this morning? This guy was very pro-hiring her as well. And apparently the only reason she didn't get hired during her interview was because they got a particularly strong candidate pool. So, no, you can't let all those... Right, I mean, that's a good reason not to be hired, right? I mean, she's very excited by the whole idea. So apparently flying helped. The whole idea of going out and learning to fly and all of that, because, you know, it helps
Peter
when you're...
Mora. Yeah.
Yeah, got it right. I mean, she met a lot of people when she worked at the bar, but now she's met a lot of people again when she's flying. One of her instructors is like the chief aeronautics officer for NASA. And I'm like, that is
Yeah.
crazy good. I mean, he used to fly experimental planes for them.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. Apparently, he's really chill as an instructor because I'm guessing he's crashed many planes in his time.
And still
Sorry.
somehow survived
I've
them.
walked away from worse.
a chill
Right.
flight instructor. I don't know that those two things should work so well.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Nick. How are you? Nick says Leah's going to help him sneak onto a spaceship. Like a one-way trip to Mars kind of spaceship, maybe. I mean, that's coming, right? One-way trip to Mars.
Sooner than everybody thinks, I think.
Everybody applied, right? Any attempt to get out of this shithole.
I think they've already selected the first group.
Damn it! I didn't get my letter.
Oh.
I mean, we're too busy setting this fucking place on fire, right? I mean, it's either that or terrible rainstorms all goddamn week, or idiocy, which
I
is
mean,
the
to be
third
fair,
terrible
that was a tropical storm. So
Well, yeah, but you know, they could have sent it. They could have sent it towards the terrible wildfires. That would have been coordination right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
Maybe we
good-
should have thought we should be working on a way to push it down the coast a bit. That's what we should
Everybody
be doing.
could get their leaf blowers out and just.
That's right. Just stand there at the point. That's right. Everybody just lines up at
Send it to
Galveston with a leaf blower
California.
and pushes it along. I mean, we're just not thinking outside the box enough. I don't think we're too busy like hunkering down. What the fuck are we doing? We should be helping these other people. It's all about me.
Mhm.
Better than
Oh, that
Trump's suggestion to nuclear bomb one of the hurricanes, like earlier on.
It's because
I
he
mean,
wants to throw a nuke
technically,
at
it
something.
could work, but
It could also
Right.
probably not do anything
it
good.
could
Just
also
Spread
do the
radiation.
opposite,
Just
like,
about.
give it extra energy, which is definitely not what it needs.
I mean, he sat in New York looking at the South, going, "They don't have many teeth anyway."
I mean, depending on the state.
I mean, right? I mean, if you nuke it the right place, right? The weather's
Yeah.
not that changeable, right? I mean, the fallout's definitely not going to come this way.
No, of course not.
I mean, where I grew up next to a nuclear reprocessing plant, and it was
This
there was so
explains
many
a lot.
there was so many rumors about that place. It was just like,
Sure.
I mean, think about it. You know, if there was a war, we would be gone in a bright flash of white light because that was certainly a target. This seems like the kind of advice that led to them having to tell people not to shoot into tomatoes. Oh, tornadoes. Tomatoes was funnier. Tornadoes is what it's probably. Don't shoot. Bang! That's funny. It's like that scene in what's that goddamn movie with the Morgan
Twister?
Freeman, Angelina Jolie, where they throw the bullet around the room.
Oh
Shoots
yeah.
it in a circle. Yeah.
That's right. It's
I know
basically
the
what
one.
happens if you shoot into a tornado, and I can't
Mhm.
remember what it's called. Now it's driving me crazy. Chat, help us! Help us! We're crazy. What bad could happen from detonating a nuke in the upper atmosphere? Who knows? I mean, nothing
Nothing.
bad. I don't think. Nothing. Nothing.
No,
else.
nothing
I mean,
bad.
we've never tried it, right? And I'm sure we don't have
Yeah,
enough science
I mean,
without
for
trying
science, we should try it, right?
it. Right. I think we should do it in someone else's upper atmosphere first, just to be sure.
Yeah, like maybe the exact opposite side of the world. That would work.
Right. Where's the exact opposite side from here?
You know, like China.
Maybe two.
All
I
right.
actually am not sure what the exact opposite side of
know.
the world is.
I'm not sure I could help with crazy. Damn it. Damn it. Trying so hard.
They were bending the bullets, right?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I would say it was. My head keeps saying taken or
Was it wanted?
Wanted. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because
Seems
I know
like-
it wasn't taken.
No, it
You
seems
didn't
like
have
a
a special
bad
set
name
of
for a
skills.
movie because you know, Mad Assassins would have been better, or you know, cloth making assassins, or something. But it wanted. I don't know.
It is
What-
wanted.
I don't know what was wanted specifically in that movie.
Apparently, the Indian Ocean is directly across from the U.S.
I mean, they don't need that, right?
Yeah, we don't need the
No,
Indian
we don't need
Ocean.
an ocean.
We've got a few more of those.
We've
Yeah,
got,
the
you know,
American-
just a few more, yeah.
We've got.
All right, brave adventurers. Wanted was awesome. Yes, it was a decent movie. I'll give you that. I haven't seen it in ages. I like the bit where they spin the car and he gets sucked up into it. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, enough of that business.
Okay. Back to D&D.
Back to gaming and such. All right, so you have murdered the priestess in the village, the only priestess in the village, and you have stolen all the treasure, and you went back to the Vardo to hunker down, I believe.
Yes. This is
And I think
true.
we got to the point where you were just about to set watches or some shit like that. Oh,
Sounds
and by the
good.
way, your ears are itchy.
What?
Oh, our ears are.
Is it because someone's talking about us?
But your ears are itchy. Woo! Subscriber. Thank you, Thranduil. Hey, Bill, how's it going? How was the tent?
Is it? No, it's when your ears turn red when someone's talking about you, right?
I thought you sneeze when you talk.
Itchy.
I like that. Thranduil drinks. Cold. Apparently the tent was cold. Did you have a tent, or was it just like sleeping on like roots and stuff? Up on a mountain. Bill went camping on a mountain.
Cool.
Oh.
And you didn't fall off. That's impressive.
Right, just hanging on there. Hanging on by that tiny little tree that's always on the side of mountains. No tent. Yes,
No
this
tent.
is like the survive in the wild naked with just like a bit of fishing string and a hook. In 33 degrees. What's that in real temperature? That's like close to zero, right?
That is real temperature.
Real temperature. That is
On a
real
plastic
temperature.
tarp. Doesn't the plastic tarp make it worse in that when it's that cold? It's just gonna get damp and cold, right? Cover in leaves or some shit. That's what the scouts are for, so you can like make a blanket out of them.
Oh, God.
Okay, so yes,
We're
your
so
ears are
off
itchy.
track today.
He's Scandinavian, so it was balmy. That's probably true. Minus 33 would have been a bit more of a challenge. Okay, so your ears are itchy and you're preparing for watches because you're expecting some terrors in the night. Terrors in the night.
We're back at the,
You were back at the Vardo, yeah, after
Okay,
you've stolen
yeah.
all the gold.
or as
I'm
much as we
assuming
can
you're.
carry.
Jesus.
Oh wow,
Ugh.
90.
Minus 90.
Jesus.
That's got to have been a very cold place.
That's on
Minus 90? Oh.
Minus 90. I have no idea
Why
what
does
it
that
feels
even
like.
exist on, well, I guess in the mountains. Yeah.
I mean, with wind chill, I can imagine it gets down there in some places pretty well.
That sounds like northern Russia. Like,
Right. Where they send you when you've been naughty.
basically.
Okay, so
Like-
you are there. You have your treasure. Your ears are itchy.
Just scratch my ears.
Okay, you scratch them. Make a deception check.
For
Perception
itchy
check.
ears, Cleric.
What? What's that?
Deception check.
You gotta
Perception
make a
check?
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Cat thinks it's mummy rot.
Yeah, it could be. It wouldn't be ideal, but
19.
Would not be ideal. 19. You're not 100% certain, but you think your ears are a bit bigger than they were a while ago.
What?
What?
We got the
Man,
Pee Wee
it's not-
Herman
no,
curse.
Maybe that's just like I don't know. It's just, oh, they're itchy and they just seem a little bit larger.
That's not good.
Well, that works out really well for Tomas.
With my tiny ears.
Yeah. One time, this woman at a bar insulted Tomas by saying he had tiny ears.
She did.
Ah, that's funny. Does he have tiny ears?
She said,
He
at
does
least
have
I don't have tiny ears.
No.
Oh, that's terrible.
I have pretty tiny ears. I have like a sticky out one and a not sticky out one, but they're quite small because I used to play rugby and they kind of got beaten smaller. It's not a sport that encourages ear growth.
Unlike D&D.
Unlike it, which encourages great ear growth, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
So we
Oh.
all have itchy ears, or I'm the only one with itchy ears?
No, everybody has
Everyone?
itchy ears. You're just the one that scratched them first. So you got a
Gotcha.
perception check.
Hey, Tomas, can you do anything about some itchy ears? I don't know. Mine's kind of feeling weird. Do you have any healing spell for ears?
For ears.
Specifically for ears.
I mean, I can try to use prayer of healing, but I don't know if that's.
I love it. Cure ears or something.
Yeah. Cure
Can I use
wounds.
prestidigitate to clean my ears?
Sure, you do. You clean your ears. It's not inside your ears. It's kind of on your ears. And in fact, now you're thinking about your nose is pretty itchy too.
Oh no!
Oh no, we
Nothing
touched
with
our
your face,
nose.
It's
guys.
getting worse by the
We
minute.
have COVID.
Right? Itchy COVID.
What's this prayer of healing? My nose feels itchy now too.
Thanks, itchy. Good.
Yeah, I will try to cast prayer of healing on the group.
Okay, what does it do?
Up to 6 creatures of your choice that I can see within range. It's instantaneous, and they regain hit points. Though I don't know that really would have any effect on this.
You were at full hit points as far as we know.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's fully healed, but you can try.
Hmm.
That's pretty nice. Evocation, nice. 6. Wow, that's a nice spell. 2d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
I'm gonna try it. I don't think it would do anything, but I think my character would try it.
Right. Okay, you cast the spell. Everyone feels a little better, but no one seems to stop itching. Woo!
Anyone
What
have
you
any
giving?
minute drill?
Look at all the
Yeah,
people
yeah,
getting all
yeah.
the- Thank you, Bill. 5 level 1 subs have just been handed out.
Ooh, nice.
We need to spare the itching.
Right? Nice. That's pretty funny. So, the spell doesn't seem to do anything, but it's getting on to nighttime. So, are you bidding down, or are you going to stay up and try to stop itching?
Is it too annoying to sleep?
I mean, you could probably sleep. It's just kind of that annoying kind of the odd itch. You gotta scratch your nose, but you'll probably be able to doze off if you wanted to. Woo,
don't
thank you
know.
for the subscription.
Kind of
To wit to woo. That's a great name. I like that.
I'm a little concerned, but I'm going to bed anyway. I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
All
I'm
the
too concerned to
subscribers.
sleep. I'm anxious.
You can be first watch.
That's fine. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay up. Trying to
I
figure
retreat
it
to
out.
my tent alone.
I'll be second watch, but I'm going to sleep.
Okay, sounds good.
No, Tomas, watch with me so I can bug you about spell shit.
My ears are itchy. My ears are itchy.
Can you try that spell
My
again?
ears are itchy.
Yeah, I'm like, spell some other way. Try something.
My ears are itchy.
You're gonna be like the 5-year-old in the back of the car. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Can you fix my ears? Fix my ears. They're still itchy.
My ears are itchy. That's pretty funny. Too itchy. Okay. Objects and tokens.
I get a cold
So-
compress and I put it on my face.
Okay. Sounds like a good way to go, honestly. I mean, that's what I would do, I think. Maybe I would. Cold compress sounds nice for itchy ears. Let's put that there. All right. So we have watches, yes? First watch can make me perception checks, please.
Yay.
Well, I always see something. It's
Is that
always
a
first
s-
watch, and I'm like,
Is that a 6 from Missy?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Are you supposed to be like able to see? Doesn't bode well for when you get into dungeons and there's traps and shit, does it?
no, it does not.
She doesn't have on her dungeon sight goggles.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Her dungeon
I think-
sight goggles.
That's what's missing.
Up my wisdom. That's what it is. I need something that pluses my wisdom. That would
That's
help a
pretty
lot.
funny. Dungeon sight goggles. I mean, you could take it as your expertise, right? Perception.
I already did. That's how I
Seriously, and you rolled a 6. Oh, you suck.
She only
I
has
only
one
have
two on it.
I'm
You
not
only have a
wise.
pl- Oh, you're very unwise.
Not wise.
Okay. So, first watch passes relatively uneventfully. You hand off to second watch, who is second watch?
I'll be part of it.
Okay. Saul and Tomas. That's good. That's a tough watch to beat. As you kind of hand off, you look at each other and you realize that you're pretty certain your noses are bigger and you have a kind of almost like a muzzle coming on.
Oh, sorry.
Growth. Like someone's punched you in the mouth and it's kind of swelling. Your ears are definitely bigger. Everybody's. You can tell by looking now.
Oh no.
Is that a little bit of hair coming out where there wasn't before?
We got like a witch's curse on us.
Yeah.
Your teeth are a bit bigger too. It's kind of difficult to speak.
Well,
The
that's
more
mouth.
to eat you with, my dear.
Your mouth kind of feels a bit funny. No, they're kind of flat teeth. Like your teeth are kind of, well, like your canines were sharp. They seem to be kind of flattening off.
So a
We
muzzle? but
turning
your
into
canines?
donkeys. Curse the donkeys.
Donkey.
There's definitely something going on.
First, I noticed the big lips curse. A comment about the GSLs growing.
I forgot your voice in here.
It's my nerves.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know that we know what to do. I guess should we return
Yeah.
some of the treasure?
Should
It's the middle of the night right now, so I mean, you can do what you like.
I'm asleep, but I'm just thinking, trying to.
I mean, you
strategize.
were asleep. You just high-fived like watch 2.
Oh no.
So, I mean, you can discuss it before you actually go to sleep if you wish.
My
Let's stop.
nose is feeling a little bigger, and my teeth are feeling real wonky. Y'all don't look so great either.
And suddenly you have a sudden southern drawl.
I thought sometimes Missy has had a southern draw.
Okay.
What should
I don't
we-
know what to do. I'm not this magical fortitude bus.
Sometimes this happens when you take stuff that's magical. So maybe we should put some stuff back. I'm not sure what though. Not all of it.
Stuff is ghost.
I don't think it's my staff.
It's definitely not this. It is not the staff.
Well, the staff is a snake, so
That
what
is
we're
true.
doing
the
is
staff-
not turning into snakes. So
No, you are not
I
turning
feel
into
like
snakes.
we're safe with the staff. Now, whether it's
No.
the headdress that I might have or some gold, that's another story.
We did find a scroll of remove curse,
Oh, how
believe.
useful.
but I don't know who currently holds that. If it's me or someone else.
You do.
Do I?
You might want- Apparently, everyone drinks.
The hard drink of Ozarka.
Now the
Ooh.
problem is that only affects one person.
Right, that's kind of a problem.
So
Well, but can't you sleep and choose your spells in the morning?
I
Yeah,
don't
think-
have anything that will dispel a curse though. Like I can't. That's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, he can cast it off the scroll because you have one, but he can't cast it yet because it's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you could cast outside of your level off a scroll. It just
He can't. No, he can cast off the scroll,
But the
then
scroll
it's
only has
gone.
one. Has
Oh,
Yeah,
one.
it'll only
yeah.
affect one of you.
ah.
Okay.
And we killed the only other cleric in town.
So I wonder, and I don't know, if we like tried to go to that fountain that has the special water and tried to like
Ooh.
wash in it
Yeah.
or drink some of it.
I like it. It can't hurt.
All right, everybody, wake up
Right now?
before your
It's
ears
tough.
get bigger and your nose gets hairier.
I guess doing it at night's a good idea too, because there's gonna be less people out. And they're pretty particular about you taking/using their
No,
water.
we're not gonna take it.
We're just
so
gonna
glad
Wait.
breathe at it.
I checked down my pants to see if anything's changed. Is there anything different?
Unfortunately, it hasn't. Everyone should say hello to chat.
Mhm.
Hello,
Hi,
Jack.
Chad.
Hello, chat.
I don't know specifically who's in chat.
Hello, Bree.
Hey.
Bree!
Oh. Okay. You're heading to the waters? You're right by them. That's where you've been.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ray, we could use you right now.
I
I think your character has curse removal.
I mean, it might at one level, but not at this level.
Oh,
I
okay.
take off my robes and I dive in.
Oh, you can. It's true. If nothing else, a bear could knock your head off, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
What happened? They're all itchy.
Very itchy.
We're all itchy. We're turning into something.
We have an aerial disease. Bummer.
Something unnatural on your face.
Isn't that where you always get it? Is that not a thing?
I guess.
My bad.
They got creams for that. All right, so you go to the waters, the magical waters that are magical.
Sweet. I'm swimming.
It's nighttime. There is a moon above. It is pleasant.
Doing the backstroke.
Are you going for a swim? Is that the game here?
Yeah, I stripped off all my clothes and backstroking naked, tits up.
I totally
Nice.
love it.
I'm gonna step in and warn
Well,
her against doing this.
Actually, you're probably not living it because she's a halfling and looks like a tiny child.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She's halfling.
Oh,
Oh. I feel like the movie Cuties up in here. Ugh.
I'm going in with my robes on. Because there's some
Yeah,
creepers in this group.
Because there are some creepers in this group.
And I'm just gonna reach in with my hand and then pull out some water and put it on my ear.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
that's
wait
a good
and see
idea.
what happens to everybody else first.
Oh, that's funny.
Poor
I think
Missy.
Bree thinks you're going to be werewolves.
I mean, that could be fun. Are we?
That's right. Leah just generally get naked in her games and ride various animals.
Trying to do Leah proud.
Right? I believe, was it a dolphin she wrote? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? A dolphin naked with a knife in her mouth.
Oh my god.
The dolphin was the druid.
Oh boy. That's a story.
It was great. It was one of the
That was
great.
pretty funny. But yes, her aim is to get naked and ride animals around, apparently. So, you put water on your ears, you bathe in the water, you splash around. It's the middle of the night. It feels nice, cooling, in fact. In fact, if you drink the water, you actually feel quite satiated, quite full and happy and content.
Which we knew was going to happen. Yeah. I think.
But we still have itchy ears.
But yeah, are we still
You
itchy?
get out, you dry your ears a little, and yeah, they're still a bit itchy. And you're pretty sure that since you went in, your mouth actually has got a bit bigger.
Oh,
More
no.
teeth.
It was
Is
worth
that
a
more?
shot.
Is that more teeth than you had before? Your nose might actually be starting to join with that top lip.
Oh no.
Are we turning into those weird dogs in the desert?
You'd grow a second head if that was the case.
Hmm.
Oh, that's right. They had two heads. Never mind.
Well, that might be next for all we know.
It's true.
This feels like a Shakespearean play.
It could be similar to one, yes.
Feels like Much Ado About Nothing, and I'm turning into an ass. Is what's happening.
Right?
Emperor's New Groove here.
Right. Turning into a llama.
I'm turning into llamas.
We're turning into that camel that we killed. That's what's happening.
That's right. That's right. With his last breath, he cursed you fuckers for not saving him.
We're gonna get sold to the next group of adventurers that come in.
Right? It's going to be like some weird animal-headed people lying in the desert.
So do the coins that we collected have any insignias on them or words or
So the coinage is from all kinds of places. Some you recognize as being from Greyhawk, where you're from. others you've never seen before. I mean, their weights are different, their insignias are different. Some have holes through them. Some are strange shapes. Some have more than one metal making them up. There's no standard thing here.
Cool.
Thank you, new subscriber, old subscriber.
Woo!
Any of them have a donkey on them?
No, not a. I mean, you've got a lot. How many thousands of gold coins do you have right now?
This is true, a lot.
A lot. I mean, you look
A
through
lot.
them in general, and you don't really see anything that could be
Hey.
considered.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey!
Y'all think you can turn into werewolves without me? I am the wolf queen.
Yeah.
We
That's
don't
nice.
think we can do it without you. You gotta
I'm
join
gonna
back.
say, apparently we cast Summon Bree by getting itchy on our noses.
It worked!
Let's not have an adventure tonight. Let's turn into werewolves. Hello, how's it going?
Oh,
It's better than it
Possibly.
was. I haven't been feeling myself very much the past couple of days, but
Oh.
I'm
All the
sorry.
more reason to play with us.
Be aware.
Right?
all the more reason to play D&D, my dear.
That's right, because idiocy solves everything. Most things. Flagrant
Alright,
stupidity and dice rolling. That's what we want. Okay, you're all itchy, including Alekenora.
Alekenora is going to turn into a wolf to beat it to the punch.
Right? So even as a wolf, your nose and ears are itchy, and you turn into a wolf, but the ears don't quite look right. And the nose doesn't quite look. The nose looks a bit rounder, and the teeth are just a bit less sharp.
We're 100% turning into donkeys.
Does anyone have like a detect magic that we can just cast over all of our crap that will show us things that could be magic-y?
That's good.
I don't have anything.
I mean, I can.
I think I have.
I can prepare detect magic.
And then we could just like throw it back in the temple and just be like, no, you stay there.
Stay in the temple.
I mean, the problem
sounds
is
like a good idea.
we have things that we know are magic, and they might have this as well as other effects.
Yeah,
I mean, that's possible too.
just to kind of
Like
narrow
the
down, like
staff.
it could be, I don't know, it could be some random thing.
I'm just going to throw out, when I read this, I thought, I mean, that doesn't really do much. I mean, I could just see parties going, okay, and just carrying on. So we'll see how that goes.
So what we're saying is it
Just
doesn't
don't worry
matter,
about
and
it?
we should just not worry about it and carry on?
We'll just be
I mean, what I'm
beasts.
saying is, as somebody reading this and knowing how players think, I thought a lot of parties are going to look at this and go, well, it's not that bad. And just, I mean, it's the balance between what you give up to what you have to deal with. And yeah, it's interesting. So it's an interesting dilemma.
We'll
I
just
guess go
accept
ahead
being
and cast it
furries.
so we can figure out what is magical. Like maybe something we didn't think was magical might actually be magical.
Okay, we can try it
You cast detect magic.
on everything.
Just-
We
Like the
we
whole
sit in front
pile
of the
of
water.
So everything you pulled out of magical, like the staff and all of that stuff, it's magical.
Yeah.
And the
None of-
dove.
None of the coins or gems or anything like that detect as magical. None of the robes that you pinched, none of the headdresses particularly are magical.
Well, that's good. That means I can keep them. Or it's not magic. But wait, does magic detect curses? Is curse a magic?
So, not necessarily, no.
Okay, well, that's our problem.
It depends on the curse. If it was cast with a bestow curse spell, you might detect that spell. But if this is something else, you may not detect it as magical. However, if you're thinking down that line, you can give me a knowledge religion or knowledge arcana check.
I can do that.
Friendship.
0.
Hey,
Ooh,
Friendship
Karou
magic.
gets a 17.
I am the all knowledgeable.
Missy
so-
gets an 8 on religion. Good work, Missy.
I didn't go to church, y'all.
She's one of those people. It's like I read like the first 3 pages of this book, and I know all of the religion. That's a 3 from. Hang on, Tomas, aren't you supposed to be the cleric?
There were no pictures
know,
in this
man.
book, so I rolled them into choice.
With a 3, I'm not quite sure.
I'm super distracted by the itchy ear.
That's true. It's like fucking hell, Jesus.
Does my knowledge know anything?
Oh, damn erroneous.
I'm going through my entire
Bad when the
extensive
gnome
knowledge of
fighter is
everything.
better than the cleric. Okay, so
Wow.
Arcana from the Sorceress is the highest there. So curses, what you know is it's possible for something to be cursed on a level that's almost beyond magical. It is innate to the object that is cursed. So there's certain ways to remove it, certain things will trigger it. There are generally rules on things like this. And,
Do you think
you know,
I would have
most-
come across something like this in my studies before this?
I mean, maybe on a 17, you probably at least read about something like this. So what you're thinking is, if this is a curse, and not just, I mean, it could also have been triggered by the death of that cleric you killed.
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, you
so it's
could
a
have angered
status.
something, and this
Yeah.
could be a retaliation. There's a lot
Okay.
of things that could have triggered it, but it could be as simple as something you removed from that place is also cursed, and it's causing this effect.
Do we see anything around that has a donkey on it?
No, there's nothing with that. Any donkey around here has been
Sure it's a
eaten long
donkey.
ago.
I'm not sure it's a donkey. I'm just thinking about much ado about nothing, and now it's.
Is there anything we picked up that has any kind of animal on it? Or anything
Oh,
that's
yeah.
subject to be cursed?
Oh yeah, there's animals on some of the coinage. Some of the necklaces and things are made into shapes like insects and various other things. I mean, there's a lot of animals on some of the stuff that you've hauled out. Strangely,
So give
of
a
it.
point to everyone in town
All of
and
it.
it turns into an animal.
none of it is there a donkey emblazoned on a coin. Because nobody's going to be like, I know what I'm going to put on my coinage. A donkey. It's way down, way down the coinage list.
I mean, it could be like a camel too or something. Maybe it's because we lost our camel.
That's right. I mean, it could be. I'm going to say, maybe that camel cursed you for this, and you're going to turn into a camel.
The curse of Camus.
Camels sound like.
All right, so
Camus, I
unless
like
we, I
I
mean,
think we-
unless we start losing cognitive thinking and turn completely into donkeys, do we
Yeah.
care?
See, that's
Yeah,
where,
I
that's
don't-
where my
nobody wants to
brain
be a
went.
dog. I think we should put everything back. Let's see if it stops.
Should we talk to? Do we still have our followers? Are they still around? Should we
Oh,
ask
yeah, we
them
had,
if this is something
Are
that
they
they?
turning into donkeys?
Abu and Hassan, I think.
Abu
Yeah.
is always with you.
How's
Yeah.
Abu looking?
Our child.
We're
itchy?
keepers of Abu.
Abu does have an itchy ear, and he is looking a bit more long in the tooth.
Okay,
to
so he's
speak.
also.
But he was with you in the temple.
Whatever happened to the Hassan guy?
Him and your other friend, he just kind of backs away. He doesn't hang out with you. He's got a place to stay of his own.
Hmm.
A boob.
When, maybe in the morning
Really?
we can ask him if there's any like lore about creature or like turning into some creature
Does it sound familiar?
for going into the temple or for whatever. If there's any,
Who are you asking?
Abu?
We're asking a boob.
a boob,
Boob. Okay.
a boob or the drunk guy in the morning. What our other follower.
Oh, wow. So Abu rolls better than Hassan does for his religion check. You look like Lord Set. Lord Set looks like this.
Oh.
Lord
Interesting.
They blow weird dust on us in that weird
So
statue room.
now that you're thinking, when you had your tour of the temple, Set has the head of an ass.
Ah.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice. It is much ado about nothing. I knew.
It is
Shakespeare.
absolutely, except for we're all bottom.
I love that you have you know the name of the character.
So
What do you think
There's
they
not-
teach you in British schools?
Shakespeare.
How to drink tea.
yeah,
That's right. And the ass-headed character in Much Ado About Nothing is called Bottom. 'Cause it's a great name.
It is pretty good.
And Doctor Who, Red Dwarf, and
All of that. The
Yeah.
new Red Dwarf. I watched it actually. The one they just did, like the season 29 or whatever it is. It
The
was
show's still going on? Jeez.
They did a special. It felt a bit forced, but it was nice. It was better than the Kachansky series is. It didn't have Chris Barry in them. Anything with Chris Barry is better. Saying Red Dwarf is essential viewing. Everyone should watch it.
it's really
It's
good.
pretty good. No, it's great. Colt made me
The
watch it.
the books are actually pretty good if you want like disposable trashy novels, which Aaron does not. I mean, we could set you on fire while we read them to you.
No.
I'm still upset you never finished the book I suggested.
I'm
Right?
sorry.
There wasn't enough snow and gulags.
It was terrible.
How is that not terrible? It's silly. It's supposed to be silly.
Yeah.
I like that. It was terrible.
It was apparently way beyond her fiction scale.
Mm.
Well, you're right. Yes, that's true. Fiction is things that did not historically happen.
Whoa, crazy.
That's super funny. I like that. We had this conversation in Cthulhu, I think, how literature should involve some level of suffering.
It does. It's always sad. A good
Everyone
thing.
drinks. Does it have to be sad?
Yes. Then it's real.
Or is that just people who study literature really hate themselves?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't really speak to that.
I read all kinds of shit. That's all I'm saying. It's in a book. It's good enough.
I just
I could-
started Dune and I'm angry. I'm 20 pages in. I'm like,
What are you starting?
Dune.
Oh,
Oh, Dune. Dune is not easy to read.
It's like Lord of the Rings, but the sci-fi version. Which I like it.
You have to
We walked-
practically take notes as you're reading.
We
because
walked the
otherwise you'll
dogs,
get
and
lost.
she's like, yeah. The first 10 pages are just brand new words,
Yes.
like just invented
Yes.
words.
So mad.
I've been trying to read it too, and I
singing
have to like
Dune.
reread the first freaking chapter like 80 times before I understand what I'm
A
reading.
lot of information. You just gotta
So much
understand
information.
this is a fundamentally different society than almost anything you could base things off of. So try not to link knowledge of what you know.
No, it's not so much that. You're just like, what does this word mean?
Gamjaba.
really?
Yes.
Oh, like there's lots of made-up words.
Yeah.
Like,
Made up
yeah,
words.
like
Oh,
created for the universe.
Right. Well, that's how it should be, right?
Right, but you gotta put it in the context that I understand it, or I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why I want to continue.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's fair. As an author, you should. There's a lot of sci-fi starts like that, though. It uses like the words without explaining them until you get kind of your character into the story, who
Well,
then
even
kind of.
fantasy too.
Oh, yeah, fantasy's bad for it as well. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
I
But
guess
sci-fi
always,
is particularly bad.
Sci-fi can get particularly bad.
You should still read the reality dysfunction, Aaron.
Reality dysfunction. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll put that
Sounds
on.
good.
You'll suffer because all three books are like 20,000 pages. So there's definite
Oh
suffering.
my god.
It's all right.
It's actually very good in my mind. It's good science fiction.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything else to do.
Yeah, right? I mean, you can get the audio book. I'm sure you're very back on the audio books.
What was it called again? Sorry.
Reality Dysfunction. It's the Nightstone trilogy by Peter F. Hamilton.
Cool.
You've heard of it.
Night's Dawn.
I guess I always love those type of books where like you don't understand what's going on at first, and once you get through, you circle back to read it again. Now you click. Just my ultimate memory of that
Dune
is
like 80 million pages long. I
Well,
only have
you only-
time to read it once.
I
then
mean,
you
you
get to
only
read the
need to
sequel.
read the first one because anything past the first one is just awful.
Oh no.
Really, you don't like
Jesus,
the sequels?
That is a lot of text in chat. That's all I'm saying. Somebody needs to
Oh, wow.
condense that.
That was.
Ooh.
What series do you reread, Alec?
Well, I'm saying like the ultimate example that I love that feeling in a book where you read it, not understanding what you're reading at all, but halfway through it just clicks. So you go back, Clockwork Orange.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
love that book, but you have to admit, the very first time you read it, I had no clue what it was saying because it's all in that slang.
Well, I think there's something to be said for making it alienating, and then that puts you in a new state of mind for this world, right?
That's what I love that about Dune, Clockwork, and some others. I'm kind of blanking fantasy series.
I guess I'm just more drawn to fantasy, so I will allow fantasy to do that a little bit more. I have a hard time when sci-fi does that.
If there's a magical sword, I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I get it.
So
This is
version of
Christ's
this,
sword of magic, and I don't care what he does.
versions of that I don't like though is when you take like established words and flop them. The ultimate example of the series, that's a big series, but I had the hard time getting halfway through the first book, the Wheel of Time series.
I like Wheel of Time, and Amazon is making it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
this is
really? I don't think
right in the beginning, kind of first book, the village gets attacked.
Yeah.
They keep on. I think if I remember correctly, they call them like something that sounds like orcs or sounds like trolls or something like that. But they're describing Trollocs. It sounds like trolls. They're just describing minotaurs. They're all just minotaurs, beast heads.
They're like big beast men. They have like bird heads and like wolf heads and things. They're beast
why are
men.
you using something that sounds like trolls, which trolls established lore thing, to describe another established lore thing? That annoys me.
Trolloc. It's good. Murdral. They're like the ring. They're like the ring wraiths of that setting. Sorry, I've read
those
Wheel
are
of Time a lot.
The
I like it. It's good.
Stuff. Yeah, no, there's some pieces from that I really enjoy. I'm excited to see what Amazon does with it. I'm thinking about rereading that first book for sure, but I don't want to reread the series.
So I don't think it's going to be 100% true to the series, because what they're saying is it seems like they're going to start in the middle and do some of the first couple of books as like flashbacks. So that might be, I mean, because a lot of the first bit is just people traveling, which is tremendously boring, but it does establish characters. So, but I mean, some of the casting's interesting, and some of the people, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
But Egwene gets so good with the horse. It's like there's like chapters of her galloping on the horse.
That's right. Egwene is galloping on Bella through the night.
It's like the chapters of Bran in Game of Thrones, where it's just like, and they're traveling. And they're traveling.
Right.
Okay, move on. I want to go back to Tyrion or something, please.
It's important with Bran because you've got to drag him along. So you've got to. That's the bit of literature where you have to suffer. It's like getting
2 books of nothing.
It's like getting through the middle part of the second book of the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Mountains, they are jagged, and it is terrible. Over.
It's cold. Yeah, okay, great.
Traveling is always bad in fantasy.
It's still snowy. Okay, great.
I liked when Rand was stuck in the box. That was great.
Right. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of good bits in there. There's some. I mean, for fantasy tropes, Wheel of Time does a good job.
Well.
I mean, it touches every single one and makes up a bunch more. It's an incredibly long farm boy makes good story, like all fantasy stories should be.
I don't know. It misses some of the good sexy bits. I much prefer George R. R. Martin if I'm gonna read, because I want some decent.
You want
sex.
some of the smut in there?
I don't want someone my fantasies for me. They're terrible.
Oh, what's that? That smutty series I'm listening to now. Shit, that's pseudo fantasy.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
The Kushil's Dart series.
Oh, I've read that one.
It's right out there.
That one was weird.
Yeah, that was.
Did you ever read what is the Jewels one? What's the
the Black Jewels trilogy.
Black Jewels series? Yeah, trilogy. That one's pretty sexual tensiony.
Sexual tensiony fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not like the orc rubs your back, you feel uncomfortable.
Well, I just like that Rand gets in this polyamorous relationship, yet whenever he's like, it's like fade to black. Fade to black.
You're like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, no, don't fade to black.
That's like Clive Barker's Imagica from like the 80s, right? All of that stuff where there's like alien people and it's all a bit ambiguous and everybody's doing it with everybody and you're not quite sure what's going on. But it's a fantasy book, so you carry on reading in the hope there's a plot in there somewhere.
And there's no.
Right? I mean, what's down there is described as kind of some soft, tentacly nubbin things. So, it is what it is. But,
Nice.
I mean, you would probably, right? Because, you're a dude and, you don't need much inspiration.
Judy Blume book that described like male genitalia as like chicken skin and like
I think the traditional description is the last chicken in the shop look. It looks like the last chicken in the shop. That's the general penis description that I always adhered to as accurate. I mean, if you picked every other chicken, that's what's left.
That's hilarious.
I mean, all right.
It's not far from wrong.
No, it isn't. Honestly, I'm like, it's pretty accurate. Honestly, I mean,
it's not the word I'm supposed to refer to.
I mean, it's definitely abstract art. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
They got the cheapest design company to develop that one. So, where were we?
so
Yes, penises. Penises in fantasy novels.
And
That was a
different-
very nice tangential conversation. That was good.
So back to being donkeys.
Right, back to being donkeys. That's right.
So if we recognize it as Set, Abu did read that scroll that said
Oh.
that the scroll is the evil work of Set and must not be used by anyone.
Right. That's true. So this was like a diary that he found that he was translating for you. So the scroll she was talking about was a scroll that was found, some kind of ritual that was on it, and that it turned her from Osiris, and this scroll would raise the dead. It's one of Anktopot's children to serve her.
Dun dun dun.
I feel like we should put everything back and just see what happens.
No.
We can always grab it back if it continues. We just
I
take everything
think it's
back and
the
continue.
stuff.
Everyone drinks. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, this town doesn't have anything to spend that gold on.
It'll still be there. We can grab it back if it doesn't help
Keeping
by
my
putting
staff.
it back.
Carry
Keeping my staff.
And this headdress. You can yank it off my head.
Now, see, the interesting
but
thing
you
is
might die.
it affects all of us and not just some of us.
Right.
So we're all guilty.
Apparently,
Can't
Aaron
just-
now has. Everybody drank, and now Aaron has to drink.
Oh, sweet.
That
Hey.
pervert.
Actually, Aaron, that pervert, needs to drink.
You know me so well.
That's fair.
I don't think a fantasy book should be missing the smutty parts. I think they're important.
I would agree. There's nothing wrong with smut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you doing? It's the middle of the night. Everyone's asleep. So
I guess we just let the night
We already
pass.
went for a swim. I guess we just need to sleep.
okay. So
You
you're
can
past
finish
letting the
swimming.
night pass. So you're gonna see what happens to your face in the
job.
morning. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I guess.
That sounds spectacular and wonderful.
And we're
Okay,
gonna try and
second.
return stuff, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say, Tomas?
What's up?
Try and try and return some things back to the temple?
I mean, I feel like it would be something to try. We're sort of waiting, right? We don't have anything to do immediately.
How many more days till that fourth night or that fourth we're supposed to wait?
I think you
I
have
think
like two.
one
This is the
more
second
day.
day?
Two more days.
2 more days, I think.
So we have some time still.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to have any effect. I think whatever curse we picked up, we already have. But
I
we
think
can
so, too.
try to. We can try to.
We've already
put
got
it
COVID
down.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Let's go. COVID.
We got the
There's a
plague.
counterbalance by crabs.
Make everything itchy. It's fine.
Well, I
Your
guess do you want to
eyeball
do
now
that
feels
before
itchy.
we go back to bed, or do it tomorrow?
Well, we maybe want to do it while people are not out so that they don't see us hauling in a ton of shit back into the temple.
I vote for the second option.
Waiting till the middle of the day.
That makes me laugh.
Okay, so I guess we follow our poor cleric who's really trying to do the good thing and put everything back.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're resting for the rest of the night, right?
No, I think we're
Well,
gonna
no, I
put
think we-
everything back first.
Yeah, we try to do it under the cover of night so that nobody sees us returning
I
stolen
gotcha.
property.
And then we'll
Stolen
go back.
property. Okay, that's great. So you all start to kind of move things through the night. You kind of load up with sacks and you load up with things and gold and all of the excitement. And as you're starting off with your first load, you hear a low moaning across the sand. And
Yeah.
That's
Why,
not
Thomas?
time.
you can
Uh-oh.
all make me initiative checks once I clear this. Hold on.
Ah.
Should've just-
Everyone for the initiative.
This is what we get for trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I knew I should have not.
Let me just switch that to tactical. There
Oh,
we
crap.
go.
I didn't click my token.
And hold on, I'm gonna have to switch you. Hold on, I'm moving you off a different thing. Hold on, nobody select.
Oh.
It is adding you. You're okay. I'm moving you back here.
Yeah,
This
no.
is actually the.
Fight? What the fuck?
You're doing a
did you-
fight.
Nothing. We did nothing.
A
We were
lie.
trying to. Which one am I? I don't even remember.
Ah,
Shut
yes.
up.
This one? Am I this one? I'm
Can
this
you-
one.
I think you can right click on it and it'll tell you.
There we-
who
Yeah,
you-
that's me.
it is.
Okay.
I rolled a 12, Hal.
What the fuck?
I need to add you. I have Saul on twice with an 8, and okay, hang on. Let me just.
All right,
ditch
y'all have a
that
nice
Saul.
flight. I'm going back
Oh.
to sleep.
I can no longer see my first roll, but and now I can't see myself at all. Because
First
It was
roll
all-
was an 11 because that's
Yeah.
still on the thing. What did Tomas get?
12.
12. Very good. So I have Saul, Missy, Karou, and Tomas on the roll, and Seyla on the roll. Do we still have Bree on, and is she rolling? I see a Bree. There she is. Get it.
Hey.
A one. Woo!
Bree and I are hanging out at the bottom.
That's pretty terrible. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's terrible, but that's pretty terrible.
I was
There you
always
go,
not
Dom.
paying any attention to what was going on.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the character sheet for this thing open and select its token. Nice if I could select its token. There we go. Nice. Everyone. And I need a dex check.
I need a
That's-
beer for getting into combat. I think I'll be okay.
Everyone needs a combat beer.
I just opened my last beer.
Oh, what?
What?
This is my last beer.
I don't understand those words.
I don't-
What does last beer mean? There's
Yeah,
always
take me
more
tomorrow
beer.
And I'm going to the beer store.
Oh, last as in last you have at
Yeah,
the
no,
moment.
last that I currently have in my apartment that is something I'm willing to drink. Everything else is like saved for a super special occasion. My
Oh,
last
yeah.
like regular beer. I'm not
Fair.
drinking like
Super special beer.
Aaron showed me that
Yeah.
Brash has Cortado starting tomorrow in cans.
well, I'm gonna go to Brash then.
It's been decided.
I
That's
mean,
funny.
I went there a couple weeks ago and picked up like some pussy wagon and some Cali green.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
did
out
too.
of that. And I had a 6-pack of heavy hands and a couple other random things, and I drank them all this week and last week, and now I'm out.
Get
This
it.
is state of affairs.
Okay.
Sad.
here we go.
Found my favorite room while I was visiting with my brother. Thought I
Favorite
never
room?
could find it here.
What is your favorite rum?
Skaya.
Skaya rum.
Yeah, I
However,
think I've heard of that one.
however you.
How does one pronounce it?
This is how you spell it.
Skaya
The
rum.
Skaya.
Looking now. I must be spelling it wrong. Feel like my ability to pronounce rum names. I have Zaya rum with a Z.
Special enough for your special beer.
Well, okay, so my beer is like one of those like really old like stouts that you age in the back of your cabinet for years and years and years.
Mm.
It's like a 2010. I think we opened one on New Year's when you came over here, and like that really dark, thick one that was really good. The Abyss.
Ooh, yes.
I don't like
Yeah.
the way you just said 2010 was a long time ago, and it made me realize that, oh shit, it really is.
Yeah, it really
It is actually a long time ago. Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fancy beer. It's strong beer. And if I drank the whole big 22-ounce bottle of it, I wouldn't be able to function.
Try to have a beer cracking again whenever it's safe.
Right? Like we did at my mom's house.
Yes, that was fun.
Beer cracking?
Yeah. We just drank a bunch of really old beers and we're like, "Believe it or not, we'll see."
Yeah, no,
I
my
was
dad.
envisioning like a kraken that swims around in beer.
I was thinking something similar.
Just really drunk and staggering around.
My dad like collected like ageable beers, and then when he passed, my mom just kept them, and so we have like I think there's several hundred bottles of assorted stouts and the like in my mom's house that we just
So where do you live?
we'll have a gathering at my mom's house. It's on the north side. Come on
It's
over.
fine. It's worth the drive. Sounds
yeah.
like it's worth the drive.
It was super fun. We sat around the backyard, tried to have like it, but lost all the parts to it, trying to build it, and just drank beer all day. Had snacks. Pretty
That
great.
sounds great.
It was pretty fun.
I want to get together with people and drink again.
Right?
No.
Ooh, Thing has been subscribed for 12 months. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thing was one of the very first users on my actual website in 2003.
That's some dedication, man.
Yeah, he must not think we're pissed off. Are we robbing people? Hal, I'm in. What? Oh yeah, the robbing occurred last session. Oh, you mean beer? Yeah, we're totally robbing people. Don't worry, I'll look up the address online. She doesn't have to tell me. I can find that out.
Nick doesn't drink. There's no.
That's okay. We can figure it out. Okay, so off to the side, off to the east of you, you can see some horrors from the desert.
Murder them all.
Okay, so there's a number of zombies appeared out of the sand, and behind them there is what looks like, from where you are, it looks a bit like Dulcime.
Let's kill it first.
A very dry version with kind of wrappings, funerary wrappings around her.
Oh no.
It wasn't her on the sacrifice table.
That was quick.
It wasn't her on the... No, there were bodies on the sacrifice table, but that was not Dulcime.
Oh, okay. I thought it was her.
But she's actually dead.
It does appear that in this case, yes, this is her body doing bad stuff.
Wonderful.
Yes, this might be your mummy. Tomas, it's you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's a shitty number. 10 zombies.
Oh, come on.
10 zombies and Dulcime up here.
Okay. I am going to try to hit Dulcime with a guiding bolt.
I figured you might. Dulcime. Armor class. Oh, her armor class is kind of terrible.
She's the red one, I assume.
Oh,
She's the round one, yes. Everybody else has their arms up. Night of 10,000 zombies.
Wow. Did
Hey.
you put on a little weight?
23 surprisingly will hit with a guiding bolt. Is that 14 damage to Dulcime?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
Dulcime. What did she ever do to you?
She came back as a zombie.
She brought a whole bunch of zombies back, I think.
That is pretty true, actually. She did do that.
Answer.
I'm sorry. I was really proud of that joke and no one laughed. Y'all suck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the joke. You know,
Oh, I didn't hear it. I swear.
Said it. She was the round one, and I said, "Oh, did she put on a little white?"
Oh, that is a terrible joke, but a good joke. We do like the terrible good joke. Hey, zombies. You hit her. She kind of staggers back a little and glares at you across the sand.
Cool.
Seyla, it's time for those big area effect magics, right?
Tomas
Sure. If only I had those.
Aren't you like level 6 by now?
Nuh-uh.
We're level 3.
Oh, maybe I should have had less zombies. I'm sorry, I thought you were my other group.
Great.
Well, we're screwed. It's been nice knowing
Fine.
everyone.
Fought off like 200 death dogs. You guys are great.
Now, and we're turning into donkeys for that.
You are. Your heads are a bit itchy. It's yeah.
I'm going to fire.
I'm waiting for the first person to do that.
I guess Dulcime.
No attack. Poor Dulcime. She's just at the back there, hanging out. Maybe she's come to help.
All she wants to do is eat us.
A firebolt for 10 points of damage on Dulcime.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Dulcime. Ouch.
For Dulcime summoning her army of zombies to come tear us limb from limb while we're
Yeah.
turning
You
into
hit-
humans.
You hit her with your firebolt, and parts of her kind of start to smolder.
Okay.
Oh, this thing's disappointing. Saul, it's you. Pick all the butt.
So I charge. But first, which I think it's evasive footwork. So I roll my d8.
To increase your armor class, right? Is that what that does?
Plus, yep.
Oh, 5.
Plus 5.
That's really good.
Okay. So, and then 1, 2, 3. I'll just move in there.
Oh, yeah, they haven't gone yet, so technically you can do that.
And I give her a special type of smack of a.
For the old razzle dazzle.
Get a razzle dazzle.
Which one is it? It's the. Boink.
Feign. Oh, you do like that feigning business, don't you?
It's a nice little effect, so I get an advantage on a swap with my flail.
Get a 19 to hit.
Yep.
19 will hit her. How much damage? 6?
6 plus the other 6.
6 plus the
Wow.
other 6.
So 12.
Nice.
Wow, what's the
And-
6?
Then
I can do that math with my poetry major.
action surge to let me.
Oh, hello.
Give her
We're
another-
desperate to finish off this poor lady.
I love. She's all yellow. I mean, round stuff. Yeah, so I see yellow.
Oh, critical. Nice.
Damn.
Wow.
Christ. You just did 20 damage in one hit.
Wow.
Dang.
That's pretty great. Okay, she's looking rather bad right now.
How is she not dead?
You guys have done shit. I mean, literally, she like walks in here and you're just like, bah! Fucking hell!
I think the hope is that we kill the the beehive thing. Like you take out the queen, everybody just.
I think that's
I don't
bad.
think
I
that's
mean,
how these work.
I think it
but-
happens, but
shit,
I have the
that's-
hope in the back of my head.
Ooh, we haven't everyone drinks from Thing. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Hey,
Thing.
Thing, look.
Shit. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
so pretty. It's awesome.
That's really cool.
And it's, oh, look how nice it is. Look how pretty. It's all like shiny and filled with things. It's good. Thank you, Thing. It's difficult to drink out of because I've got to drink like this. I'm thinking I need to
Did we
stick
do
around the
yours?
bottom. Visit
Exactly.
the Patreon.
Oh.
No. I'm gonna send you a hop.
One a minute ago.
We
What
didn't
are we
drink for
doing with?
Furies,
Oh, you
right?
want your logo on the bottom. Hopple
Yeah.
Digital. That's pretty
Hopple
great.
Digital. I'll build you a website.
I got
That's
you,
nice.
Fury.
Hey, build me a Aaron, build me a website.
You keep wanting one for free.
No. We talk about things because I want to milk you for advice. That's different. I
For
never
free.
expect you to actually work. Perhaps we could talk about social media strategy at some point with actual financial recompense.
Cool. I'll
Visit the Patreon. Hey, my zombies get to go. I have
Oh, no.
two on. I'm gonna have this one move to here. All the zombies. Right there. These guys are coming in. I'm gonna ignore Kevin because he's probably not gonna be. I'm gonna move Kevin, in fact.
Nick says you milk him for something other than advice.
That is true, and you love it, bitch. Moving in. Zombies are closing in. So whoever's on the right there is basically the ones that are getting most attention from these zombies.
I'm still a wolf.
Am I hearing?
Are you a wolf? Is Alekenora still a wolf?
I mean, you could.
turned into
I
a
think you
wolf
were starting
in
to
the night.
transport. I think you were starting to transport things to the temple. So wolf might not necessarily have been the best of potential options.
Some sort of horrifying wolf donkey hybrid.
You're currently more of a firbold donkey hybrid, I would imagine, because you
All right.
probably needed your hands to carry sacks of gold. All right, so I have 4 of these things attacking our gnome fighter friend, but they're not that great. So let's see how that goes. A 15. Oh, our gnome fighter friend has
Oh,
vanished.
he vanished for a moment.
I'm just going to roll. A 22 will definitely hit. A 16 may hit. And a 13 probably won't hit. But then I'm going to have to open him to find
His
out.
AC is 18.
Wow, that's pretty good,
Well, it's
actually.
18
So
plus the 5, right?
Oh, plus
Oh, yeah, the
five, yeah.
5.
So the
23.
Easy 5.
Yeah.
He's a 23, so none of
Yeah.
those.
None
All
it
of
hits.
those missed. Wow. Speed gnome right there. Okay, so I have 2 attacks on Alekenora. Oh, god damn it, I closed my goddamn character sheet. All right, Alekenora, 2 attacks on her. That's a critical on a 23.
Ooh.
17.
They both hit because my armor class is garbage.
There's a total of 7 damage from the first and 6 from the second for 13 total bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ow.
That's fine. She'll just turn into a bear. And then 1 attack on Seyla is gonna be a 19.
Yeah, I think that's gonna hit.
5 points of damage. Zombies are attacking. Ah, zombie noise. All right, Missy, it's you.
Yay. Dulcime still hasn't gone, right?
It still has not got. Oh, you're going to
Oh,
assassinate the
I'll
woman. Can you get to her?
Yes, I am. I'm just gonna shoot her with my bow.
Well, that's a bit cheeky.
What up?
Wang! 29,000 damage.
Short bow. Sneak attack.
11.
Wait,
Pew pew.
do the thingy. Did it
Whoa.
do the thingy?
Thing is it doing?
Oh, I think it missed anyways, right? Yeah.
Actually, an 11 hits her.
It does?
I'm afraid so.
11?
That's terrible AC.
Dude, this is D&D 5. Nothing has a good AC.
Oh wow. Okay, well then
Our
also
gnome.
Yeah.
I'm dying for the sneakies, so 16 damage is my
She's.
my
Let's just say
bow.
she's rather upset at this point in the game. Turned up, she was just going to be like, "Hi, how's it going? I'm sorry I died, but
You look evil
Shit.
now. I'm sorry, but you look
sorry,
wrong.
you're evil." It's the kind of terrible dead thing. It is now her turn, so none of that assassination business.
All right.
All right, what we got here? Let's try. All right, let us.
Donkey hooves yet? Can I
Wait,
kick
hang on. Can I also back up?
Back up. You can back
gonna
away.
take
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna back over here.
Hiding behind the cart, basically.
Hell yeah.
Stay-
I'm getting away.
Staying away from any potential zombie action.
Getting
I'm
behind
protecting
Kevin.
Kevin.
Alright. So she's going to attempt an attack at our friend the gnome, who is on a 23, which is very respectable. She only rolled 17 with her rotting fist attack.
Yeah.
Sad. That's just sad.
Does she do it enough and try to slap him with it?
She also, while she's doing it, glares deep into your eyes, and you have to make me a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Me? Oh, I'm not very wise.
Ha! Wisdom.
Oh, whoops! I was advanced. So 7.
Oh.
7.
Oh no.
Wait.
As-
I am gnome. Do I? Sorry, see if that actually matters. Actually, is this considered a magical thing? Because I do have advantage on.
That is a good question. Is it considered a magical thing? I don't think so. I think it's just a straight up thing it does. No, it's just scary. It's not magical. It's just frightening.
She survived my gnome pounce.
Yeah, it's just an ability that mummies have, is dreadful gaze. It's not magic, it's just terrifying. So she glares at you and you become frightened. Get bonuses against that as a fighter?
No.
Okay. So you are frightened. Congratulations.
Proud of you.
I'm not sure what that. Oh, the little bit does.
Frightened means you run away like a little bitch. And but not yet. Frightened. The creature is at disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within sight. The creature cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Okay, so
Well,
Basically at disadvantage.
anyway.
disadvantage while I'm still looking at her. Luckily, I'm small and I
while
can move.
you're within sight of her.
Oh, in sight of her, I thought I might be sight.
If as long as you can see her, you are frightened and take your disadvantage to attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah.
Hang on. Blah 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 blah.
We should blind the gnome and ourselves. Everyone, stab your eyes out.
Oh, yeah, hello. Hang on. You're also paralyzed.
Oh no.
Oh.
Paralyzed with fear. Oh, so you can't run away. Oh, that sucks.
That's
Well, there
not
goes my
great.
bonus AC.
All right, that's
The
good.
worst
You just
thing.
like trembling and you want to run, but you can't. Your legs are stuck. She's just overwhelmingly terrifying. That'll teach you to run in, honestly, on a mummy. I mean, they're pretty dangerous. But Karou will save you. Here she comes. She's gonna save you.
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure, but you know, you're there.
Karou?
Have you met Karou?
Yeah.
Come on, do the area
No.
effect. He'll be fine. There's tons of zombies right around that spot.
But I can hit more.
You
down
guys
here.
are level 6, right?
Yeah. Yep. You know, literally half that.
You
I'm
got
gonna
this.
aim at this poor guy. No, I'm not. This one.
Okay, that's a good call.
And ice knife.
Well, that's nice. That's like 5 in a cluster.
Yeah.
Wait, 19? That's nice. Okay, 19
so-
easily hits.
3 on the original target, and then 6 on all 5 of them if they can pass the DC.
Okay, so I need to make 60. Let's start with this guy up in the top and work right to left down. There's 5 of them, right? You're hitting?
Yeah.
Targeted this guy?
No.
Targeted this one. That one. Okay,
Yeah,
so 1,
so
2,
this
3,
guy,
4.
And then
He's first, and
Yeah,
then he's
yeah.
next. Yeah, okay. So we'll do it
3,
top, then
4.
down, and then right, and then down. Yeah, good. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Saves. What saves? Dex saves.
Dex save.
Number 1. 5. That's a fail.
Fail. Fail.
Minus
But definitely
1.
fail.
10.
Fail.
14.
Pass.
12.
Fail.
So number 4 succeeds. Everybody else
This
takes how much?
one, so he takes 3. Everybody else takes 6. And the original target takes 9 total.
Oh, that's nice. Look at you, all the damage. That's a 6. That's an addition. That's 9. 6. 3. Excuse me. Number 4 did well. He dodged somehow.
Oh, and since we're at it, I'll just go ahead and twin that.
Oh, cause why not, right?
And hit this guy.
Oh,
Down
hit that
there.
guy. The guy that's just right next to it. That's great. Twinning
Yeah.
that shit's great. You're definitely making me that D20 roll, right?
So he will take 8.
So
And
the guy
then-
below takes 8. Hold on, got him 8.
8 to
Yes.
start. Yep. All right. And then
Just
again.
to start.
One,
I like
two,
that. I like
three,
how
five.
cocky casters get when they get a few spells. 8 to start. Hang on. Let me do
Hang on.
29,000 more damage. Oh, I need another 5 rolls.
Another
is what
5
you're telling me.
rolls.
Okay,
Yep.
here we go. You ready?
Nope.
5. 18.
Well, okay, that one does.
6. 6. 6.
Yes.
Humans!
What damage are they taking?
5.
5 if they failed, yes?
5 if they fail. 3. Is it an advantage to me or?
No, actually, I don't think it is. I think it's advantage to the enemy.
Okay.
I think in Pathfinder it's advantage to you, and in this it's advantage the other way. But I could be wrong. But either way,
Fine
it'll work.
too.
As long as we're consistent.
That guy was the target of the other one, so it's whatever.
5 more for him. That guy in the middle that you targeted isn't doing well at all. 5 for that guy down there. That's pretty nice. Look at you all killing the things and doing the damage. Did any of those die? Let's see.
2 ice nice.
Not quite. That's nice. I love twinning. Is really good. Several of them are looking a bit ragged, but none of them are dead. Well, they're all dead, but you know what I'll say.
See, there's zombies that are all ragged.
Nice work. Nice.
They're not
Oh, well, a
dead,
6. Boo! Boo to not turning yourself into a rock or something.
Or a giant,
Alekenora, what's going on?
I guess that cost us sort
Well,
of.
I'm down to 10 HP.
Oh no, everyone was healed. What? Oh, you've been wounded.
Yeah. And the only good
You are.
spells I have are area effect ones that might hurt and or kill whoever this is next to me. So
Don't kill me.
I don't
mean,
want to do that.
There's a bunch of zombies starting. This could be the middle of. How big an area of effect are we talking?
Or what if you cast it like over here?
Yeah, you could cast it in the distance and catch some folks.
I have to move over there though.
Oh,
See,
you're
I
talking.
mean-
She's
like
talking about
Thunder Strike.
Thunderwave.
Yeah,
It's the old
Thunderwave.
fan favorite.
What's
I could just turn into a bear.
fun spell.
Accidents.
You could. There's space for a bear if you'd like to turn into one.
Just
I'm
bear
gonna go with
space.
the bear so that when I get hit again, I don't die.
Hey, cleverly, I just kept your bear off to the side on my GM overlay, so
then I
it's
want to turn
here.
into a different bear.
It's here right now when you want it. There it is. Here it comes. Boom. And I'm just going to move you off to the side.
Hey,
And
there,
look,
bear.
Look, there, you're a bear. Boom, bear.
Bear dog.
Bitches.
Bear mode.
Right, you've got a really straight. Your teeth don't seem as sharp, and your ears seem a little floppier than they were before. Sad bear. Donkey-headed bear.
Thank you,
To
bear.
say, this adventure is quite hilarious for including that.
Who did the deep bear voice?
Yeah,
Was
where'd
it
that
you?
come from? Those
I don't know who did the deep bear voice. It wasn't me.
Floppy bear.
If that's not a sound, I'm pulling that sound bite. I'm sorry. And I believe we just got a name for the session.
floppy bear.
All right, Alekenora Bear, what's going on?
I'm gonna go ahead and bite this one right in front of me.
This guy?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
I
It's an
don't
11. That will hit him.
know why it's rolling at.
It's because the bear's not set to roll damage.
How rude.
No, it's really mean. Super rude. I don't know how much damage a bear does. Hold on, let me look it up.
1d8
1
plus 4
million.
for
1 million.
Sounds right.
Million.
Apparently, chat prefers their bears rock hard. 11 damage.
Should see the bear play my other campaign.
11 is sufficient to murder the zombie in the desert. Oh, hold on. I've killed him prematurely.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Oh.
Right.
Gets his zombies live forever roll. That would be 17 against this con save. He dies. The zombie
Nice.
is bitten a twain by Alekenora Bear.
I'm gonna use my second attack because I get 2, which is why I like bears so much. On
That's good.
Double the bear.
actually, yeah, on the one right here in front of me, I guess.
Okay, yes, go for it.
Just start plowing through these zombies like
Like a gigantic bear. 7 is not going to hit,
well,
unfortunately.
that's okay.
That's
I was too
alright.
focused on my itchy floppy bear ears apparently.
That's right. They are pretty itchy. They're quite itchy right
It's
now.
so hot, and I've got.
It is a desert. We are very hot right now. Oh, it's hard being a bear in the desert. Are you good? Are we done?
So, I'm gonna
Done.
roar in its face though, just cause.
I assume you do that anyway. All right, Tomas, do this thing. Let's murder
Yeah.
all the things.
So I'm gonna move over to
Oh.
here.
So very rarely move.
Yeah. But
Where
then
did you go? Where were you to start?
I was here
You moved which way to where?
to here for
How
30.
did you do that? Where did you go? Tell me where you went.
Okay. I went up here, cross.
So as soon as you make that step, you're gonna get hit by this zombie.
step, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
Fine.
And then when you make that diagonal, you're gonna get hit by this zombie. So you're taking 2 attacks of off.
Isn't he concentrating on attacking me? Or can you advantage to your rigor?
You can do advantage all around you. The idea with combat is that you're in a melee that's moving constantly, etc., etc. So yes, he can attack to his back end. Plus, he has a hand coming out of it because someone sewed one there.
Of course they did.
Okay.
All right, two slam. Are you going?
No, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna move to here and stay here.
Okay, so you're not provoking him.
No.
Okay.
Not if he has
ultimately-
an arm on his back end.
He does, of course. All
Okay.
of these zombies have butt arms. I mean,
Butt
why wouldn't
arms?
they?
But aren't
If I was gonna make zombies, they would certainly have butt arms.
All right. From here, I'm going to I'm going to cast another guiding bolt on her.
Casting provoke.
No,
His attack?
guiding bolt.
Casting in combat. Does that provoke his attack?
Oh,
Aaron,
this guy
help
right next
me.
to
What?
Help
I
me,
don't
Aaron.
know.
Okay.
Aaron.
Ca-
There are only hope.
casting within, yes, it does provoke an attack.
Okay.
That's what I figured. So if you're casting-
step away.
No, I'm going to do it. I've
Oh,
already
he's gonna
committed.
try and hit
I've
you.
committed. That's fine.
Slamming your ass. That's a 9.
The 9 does not hit.
That's a 9. Let me count them. 9. Zombies are quite pathetic. There's a lot of them,
Ooh.
but they kind of suck.
All right, so does Tomas.
Yeah.
Apparently. Oh my god! Oh my god! You missed. Oh,
I
I
did.
thought you were so easy to hit.
Okay.
A lot of damage
Yeah.
too.
No. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
butt arm
miss.
holds the poop knife.
Wow.
And also, Thing has searched the internet for a definition of a bear. Apparently, a larger.
Oh,
or
I didn't. Why did you not know that, Bing?
I mean, I think he did know that, but I mean that
Had to let
description.
everybody else know.
The description's particularly bad, right? Larger or obese, hairier man who projects an image of rugged masculinity. That's
Bing.
pretty specific, right? That's not all fat, hairy men. It's just fat, hairy, rugged, masculine man.
Thing should
But
also
I
watch
think-
the other campaign where we have a bear.
Oh yeah, we do.
Mhm.
We've got a bear. A leather
That's
bear.
pretty great. Should be recording this so I can stream it to the world.
Mhm. Yeah, I accidentally changed it to my other accent throughout the games.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk that old drone over here. Big old Cajun bear.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, dear.
What have you done to the world?
Oh god, it's like Nick's threat to play something Cockney if I ever kill his character, and he would. And then we'd all want to die.
I like
Hello.
Orgeron though. Orgeron's
I like Orgeron too.
yeah. No, it's good.
I'm just a big old
Amazed
helpful
I haven't
boy.
called him oregano yet.
Oregano. All right, Tomas, are you done?
I am done.
That was terrible for you. Normally you're
Yeah.
like this bright light of combat, but that was.
I'm
And
ashamed
we
of
all-
myself.
I would be ashamed. Heronius is ashamed. You hear him touching at you down that thin thread of Seyla, let's finish this combat with an amazing spell of bright magic.
Sure.
Finish this combat. There's still 9 zombies.
Would I be wrong to assume that they are undead creatures, like they're considered undead?
They are totally undead. You
All
don't even
right.
have to make a roll. There's bits falling off them. Clearly, if they were alive, they would be very sad, and they do not look sad.
Mhm.
Great. So I'm gonna take a step backwards so that I don't get myself in this, and I'm gonna chill touch this dude so he don't hit me again.
Isn't chill touch, in definition, a touch attack?
It is a ghosty hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Step back
Wow,
so
they've
get stuck in
it's
this.
flat. They've changed that then.
It's a range.
I created
Yeah.
a ghosty
It is a
skeletal
range.
hand, and it
Yep,
holds
I'll
on to him, and he has advantage on attacks against me until the end of my next turn.
He has advantage on you, but the
This is
range
terrible.
range of chill
120.
touch is now 120 feet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe they
You
should
can
change
give
that
someone
name.
an icy finger, like from way far away.
Yeah.
No,
Icy
so
finger.
Like,
Middle
way
finger.
drop. Yeah.
That's pretty nice, actually. Okay, so he takes damage of some description.
Yes. One.
Necrotic. See, if this was like a proper role-playing game instead of D&D, this would heal him.
I know.
Oh,
This
that's
is
how we
D&D
were playing.
5, and necrotic no longer heals the undead,
Yeah. It's great.
which is
Well, that's
kind of
good.
awful. If
That's
you
really
think
good to
about it.
know because I have inflict
Fantastic.
wounds.
does
Like I
necrotic
say,
damage?
does necrotic, but in D&D 5, necrotic damage no longer heals the undead.
Chill touch is a ranged attack. Necrotic
Uh-huh.
damage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
That makes
it's
sense,
like
right?
the world just turned upside down, right?
Mhm.
Chill touch does necrotic damage as opposed to cold, which it always used to do.
Right?
It makes no sense.
It makes no
No.
sense.
I wholly agree. It's not.
Bullshit.
It's now a ranged attack that does totally the wrong damage. I disapprove of this spell. Oh, hang on.
All over the place.
If you hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until your next turn.
Yes.
For some reason.
Because he's cold.
He's
More
not
cold.
He's
He's
not
not.
cold, though. This doesn't do cold. It does
That's the
necrotic
chill
damage.
part. That's the
What
chill
I'm trying to
part.
say that is because he's undead and powered by necrotic damage, he's so aroused he's at disadvantage.
And we don't argue with Gothic Elsa. Oh, it's not even her. This whole game is just dumb.
He's
I do
extremely
have
aroused.
I do have chill touch though.
Hey, everybody's got you. Let's just start feeling up the undead. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get them so aroused they're at disadvantage.
Yeah. See, this is
He's
bringing
like,
the
shit,
slut into
I can't
fantasy.
fight. There's this huge thing in the way.
Discombobulate undead.
That's right. It's a disadvantage because one hand is on his huge erect penis right now. Just like shit, I
Masturbate
can't leave that thing. God, that's gonna feel so great. Shit. All right. So on that terrible, disturbing note, I'm just gonna mark him with a little color so we know he's at disadvantage. Let's give him a red dot. We shall. Are you done, Seyla?
Yes, I'm done. I've done enough.
That's right. You have aroused the undead. Moving on to Saul. Saul, you're surrounded by undead. Thankfully, not aroused.
Yet.
Yeah. Wait till some more chill touches come in, then you're in trouble. You're going to be in the middle of it's going to be like an orgy at an old folks' home.
Oh god.
No.
Except for there's less of a smell of lavender.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I the soggy biscuit?
Cast lavender.
Oh.
No, because there's no soggy here. It's just you'd be dusty biscuit.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a vacuum and in reverse, poofing dust at me.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Orgy at the leper colony. That's risky, isn't it? Let's think about it. It's pretty bad. Okay, what you gonna do? You're surrounded by all the things.
Is there anything I can do? Last thing you told me, I'm feared and paralyzed.
Oh yes, you're paralyzed. What's paralyzed? Oh yeah, feared, which means you're terrified. What's paralyzed do? You are incapacitated and cannot move or speak. You automatically fail all these tests. Attacks against you have advantage. Any attack that hits you is a critical. Incapacitated means you cannot take any actions or reactions. Yeah, you're basically fucked, dude. You're just standing there.
So there's no way for me to become
No, this effect lasts until the end of the mummy's turn.
Okay, so I gotta just take a round of crap. Okay.
It does seem like you're about to take a bit of a drubbing.
Get away! Be a
He
brave
cannot.
Robin.
He is paralyzed.
I can't.
Okay.
His little feet are stuck to the ground.
Sadness.
Really? That joke on chat is awful.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep.
I like that. I think we need that. I think we need that in the voice of Saul the Gnome.
Wait, you want me to read the?
Yeah. So audio can hear it.
What did the leper say to the hooker? Keep the tip.
Terrible. That is a bad joke at the best of time. Jeez.
Oh man.
So many bad leper jokes, right? Just makes you. There you go. There's a book that's a fantasy book that would make you suffer. Stephen Donaldson.
Oh.
Chronicles of Thomas Covenant the Unbeliever. You should read that one, Aaron.
No.
You should. You should. That would make you'd think it was literature. I mean, it's hard going, it's difficult, there's lots of big words.
Oh yeah, I do like big words.
There's a lot of big words in Thomas Covenant. It's not a bad book, actually, once you start wading through it. I actually have it somewhere, I can loan it to you. Like the other book I loaned to you that you didn't read. Okay, not everybody likes that kind of book. What did I loan you? The Beast That Screams Love at the Heart of the World.
Yeah, I returned that pretty quick.
You did. Bit too hard going for you, I understand. Alan Ellison, not everybody's cup of tea. Okay. It was hard getting past the first, but yes, it's hard getting past any book in Thomas Covenant. I think I have the collected edition somewhere with all of it, but it's a tough book to get through. Anyway, let's go.
It was the short story of him having like a race with his girlfriend in his car, right? And,
What? In the Harlan Ellison book?
No, the beast that yelled.
Yeah, the beast that screams live at the heart of the world. Yeah, you actually read further than the first story.
Yeah, but that was not great.
No. I'm just saying, not everything's great. No, that is true. Not all the stories are great. I mean, right. Not all. Some it's short stories, right? Some are hits, some are miss. Nobody ever gets short stories that are all hits, right? No one. No one.
George Saunders is pretty solid.
I'm going to say, the problem with short stories is you read the good ones and you think they're really great. And then you read one that's less good and you're just like, that's shit. regardless of how good it actually is, because you've read the rest.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick, Nick's suggestion is pretty great.
All right, Philip K. Dick is good. We like Philip.
Katie.
I may pick that up.
Good.
Just to give
Okay.
it a try.
Anyway, I have 4 zombie attacks at advantage with critical damage if I hit.
We.
Oh, that's
At least my base AC is pretty good. So
His base AC is ridiculous, and their hits are not that great.
Good
Man.
luck.
that's miss.
20.
That hits. So
That's critical. I get to roll the damage again, right?
yeah.
Hold on. That's a 6 out the gate, and I'll roll a d6 in a second. 18.
I am an 18, so
That's
hit.
a hit. That's a 2 and another d6.
Miss.
Okay, so you take 8 damage and 2d6 additional.
Yep.
9 more.
Okay.
Zombies
That's
assail you from all sides with their dead, terrible bodies.
17.
Baby.
You console yourself in your fear that the fact that they are unaroused.
It's got a bunch of floppy zombie bits on me.
That's right. You're just like, this is great. Last chicken in the shop right here. The best kind of zombie.
I've seen bigger.
I've seen bigger. See, it's you.
Hmm.
Let's do this thing. What are you doing? You're like way behind the Vardo.
Hell yeah, I'm hiding.
Out of the combat.
I'm just gonna shoot something with my bow.
You can see lots of zombies from there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because I don't have enough to get away. Well.
Through the
I like that. The
dinosaur.
rogue's thinking, should I get closer to the combat or stay
Yeah.
back here? I like the calculation. It's what all rogues do.
I will sneak in here, and then I will be able to disengage and pop away. But I'm gonna stab him then with my sneakies attack.
You're stabbing him?
I am. Boop boop. Just very slowly. I'm sorry. I had to bring out my character sheet.
That's okay. 19 will hit, but is that 10 damage?
Hell yeah, it's 10 damage, and I'm running away.
You're sneaking him because of how?
Because he's also catty corner to my person next to
Oh
me.
yeah, he's kind of going to the bear. I see the bear as a circle, and I'm thinking she's nowhere near you. But yes, you're right. She's in combat.
Oh my
So that will
The
kill
bear
that
is
zombie.
Sweet.
He's dead. Oh, lies once again. I'm murdering zombies without their attempt
Only
to.
mostly dead.
19. That's fail. Success. He's not dead.
Not
He's
dead.
alive. He's alive.
Is he still
parrot.
disadvantaged?
He is still disadvantaged against Seyla only.
Yep.
I'm resurrecting him. There he is. He's back.
Cool.
Back. He's mean. He's on 1 hit point. Yeah. You feel like you hit him real hard and he almost died, but he's already dead, so it was difficult. It was a tough one. He twisted and pulled, and various bits fell out, but nope, he's still going.
Damn it. All right.
All right, this
And
might.
zombies and they're
Now,
never die.
this shit might hurt. May on our friend the fighter.
Mm.
Aw.
Okay, let's do Rotten Fist at advantage
Oh no.
with critical damage.
Mm.
Oh, a 19 is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
A 20 is a hit, excuse me. The damage is fucking hell. You are gonna hurt. Aaron, critical damage, if it has 2 modes of damage, does it double them both on a critical?
Yes.
Just doubles any D6 or D roll.
You don't
I
get
thought-
the pluses, but if it's 2 different types of dice that you would roll, then yes, you get that second time.
Yep.
Okay, so bludgeoning damage then. I'm just gonna double the dice and not double the plus. That's a 12.
You rolled
then
2
the-
ones.
Then the additional necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
Oh,
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 jeez.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Her Her standard hit does 2d6 plus 3 plus 3d6 necrotic.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You might have just killed me outright. Wait, no, you
Honestly,
do more than my.
Yeah, I have to do a disgusting amount of damage to kill you from massive damage in 5e.
You have to go twice your health bar, right?
Yeah, it's awfully difficult.
So yeah, I'm poop. I poop.
Are you poop dead or poop collapsed?
Oh wait.
You poop
Oh.
dead
Collapse.
yourself.
Because his 36 is still not more than double your total health.
Yeah, it's
No. Well, 28 is my regular, so
Yeah,
which
you-
I was at
Yeah,
11.
he would have had
so.
to do 50, whatever that
death
math
from
is.
massive
Oh.
damage is really hard in this.
As I die, can I just go bleh and then go back up D10? No, I don't think that works that way.
Nope, unfortunately not. Plus, also you've second winded already.
No, wait.
2 at the moment.
Did I
You've already
press the
second
wrong
winded.
button?
You second winded to attack the mummy twice.
Which that was actually not supposed to be second wind. That was supposed to be
Oh no, it
action
wasn't
surge.
second wind. You're right. It was action surge. Sorry, that's me. No, you can't do that because
I didn't think so.
Because otherwise, fighters would be amazing. They'd just be like, no, I got more hits.
Like your zombies are doing. If zombies can do it, horny gnomes can do it.
So I can make you a zombie if you like.
No.
I don't need certain bits falling off.
Zombie donkey gnome.
Heck,
Just
we have a
F.
dying gnome. I put a cross on him so we remember. F. What is it? What? F? F? What?
Press F for chat.
Respect.
What?
F for respect.
Mhm.
F for respect.
Did I go to a different spelling class?
This is America respect.
Mhm.
America.
In America, we
so
press F to pay
grossly
respects.
misspelled and with Z's everywhere.
Z.
And no silent letters at all. I mean, what kind of culture has no silent letters? I mean, that's how we learn to read, god damn it. That's how you know you've learned. Don't pronounce that letter, little Johnny. Don't make me slap you again.
We have silent letters like
the level up of
knife
reading.
and through.
Isn't British
You
English
do
the one that
have
pronounces the
silent
H and
letters,
herb?
That's true.
Is it
It's not enough.
British English that doesn't pronounce or does pronounce the H and herb or herb.
It's
We do
herb.
pronounce the H in herb because it's
Yeah.
fucking
Herb.
because it's fucking there. Why
What
wouldn't
if-
we?
Oh, but you just complain about silent letters.
Herb is the
Yeah,
man's
but
name.
rarely. I don't think I would be hard pressed to think. Yes, I mean, herb is before a vowel. Why wouldn't we say it other than laziness?
But what about aluminum? I feel like y'all are wrong on that one.
Oh, we
Y'all
actually
just
spell-
make it up.
we
shit.
actually-
Aluminium.
We actually spell that. That's actually spelled differently.
Oh, really?
It's spelled aluminium.
Oh, well,
Somebody-
never mind.
Somebody try to say aluminum linoleum 3 times fast.
It's like red lorry, yellow lorry. Try to say that 3 times fast.
red lorry, yellow lorry?
That's the
Very yellow
lorry, as in a. So lorry is a word we use for a big truck.
It's Lorey?
Lorry. Lorry.
Lorry.
The word lorry doesn't exist in
Red
freedom
lorry,
English.
yellow lorry?
Doesn't exist in American.
That's
When it's
a
all
name.
trucks. They're all
Let's do
trucks.
she says seashells and be done with it.
That's a name like her.
Wait.
Sells by the
Let me do
seashore.
Sunshine City.
Shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure.
My brain hurts.
Do like tongue twisters. They
I
make
was
me
just
happy.
watching a video
Hello.
Wired actually of a linguist going through why it's difficult to say certain tongue twisters, kind of like looking at like what your tongue is doing and what your mouth is doing and why you get messed up. It's because it takes 2 actions that do the same thing but in opposite directions. So like one word you could go like a tisk, which is like a back of the throat to front of the mouth, and then the other sound is front to back, and so your brain eventually gets messed up and just starts doing them all in the same direction, but then that screws everything up.
It's funny. I like tongue twisters.
brains.
Chat. Yeah.
I Cthulhu Fatagan.
mean,
Nice.
Bridge about
Okay,
that.
where were we? Dulcime, she's murdered the gnome.
Boo.
Honestly,
She
the
then
gnome.
moves over towards the combat in general.
Mm.
She's coming for you all. Karou, let's finish this. Big spell, flame storm, lightning ball, or some shit.
Lightning ball.
I mean, if you know anything about my character, you know I have none of those.
Mhm.
Damn it!
Another
that was
twin
the
ice
other
knife.
character.
So
Time for that necrotic fireball, apparently.
Like, cast
I
chill
mean,
touch.
Fingre Maquila Nefa Cthulhu Relie.
Where did you go?
God damn it,
Oh, okay,
dude.
perfect. I'll hit this guy with another ice knife.
Wait, which guy?
The middle guy, so that I can hit those 5.
Okay, that mid. Oh, you're hitting the mummy too. Go for it.
Yeah.
Knife.
Eddie.
You have to actually roll. Thank
21
you.
hits for ice knife.
Ugh,
So
gross.
this
All right,
little
so
guy takes
that takes
2.
2. Everybody else takes 4 unless they can DC save.
All right, so I have what? Three zombies and a mummy to save. Okay, let's see.
4
zombies
4.
going.
He's alive too.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed one that was hiding in the rocks. Hiding in the rocks.
4
Okay.
zombies and Dulcime.
Top zombie 11.
Nope.
Next zombie
Nope.
3. Next zombie
Nope.
-1.
Nope.
10.
And
All
Dulcime.
zombies take damage. And Dulcime is also very fast on a 9. Everybody takes damage. What are they taking?
4.
4. That's good.
And
Seriously? Really? Seriously?
did I kill her?
Hey!
That is such a shitty way to die on the slide off damage from your ice knife.
Damage from the
Hang on, I need to check she's not immune to cold. Hold on. Otherwise I might be able to bring her back. But she was pretty teetering there on hit
Didn't you
points.
hear she cast Ice Knife? That's clearly a necrotic attack.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Ice knife, clearly a lightning attack.
Holy
That's
damage.
fire, though,
Immunities.
right?
No, surprisingly, she is not immune to that. Ice,
Huh.
cold. She's not immune to cold. She's not resistant to cold.
Did I kill
Actually,
another zombie?
Actually, what did the majority of the damage was Seyla's fire attack because she is vulnerable to fire.
Hell yeah.
Well, she did nothing from my angry gnome to the face attacks.
She did take a lot of damage from the angry gnome to the face also, so you whopped
did
her
this-
down pretty hard.
This one died?
That one also died. Yes, you knocked him down too. So we only have 3 left, and they're looking pretty shoddy looking.
Well, I guess I will twin
Go
it.
on, you know you want to. And you're gonna hit that middle guy right there.
No, I'm gonna actually go up here.
Oh, we're twinning it up there.
Twinning it
Okay,
up
so
there.
make sure you hit the body of the gnome. If you hit the gnome, then you'll
Oh.
be able to get all the zombies.
No, I have careful spell too. So
Oh, now we're getting all fancy. And then carefully drop it right there.
I can protect him.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, make him a little bubble.
Yeah,
You're hitting this guy.
I'm hitting this guy, and I am gonna careful spell, so I will not hit the gnome.
Nice. I like that. Twin spell, careful spell is a good mix. 13 will hit. So
No,
the guy in the middle takes 10.
10.
Wow, that's good. What am I doing here? Why am I just randomly... What are you not picking? What's going on here? Come on. Select the zombie.
Half
Thank
of
you.
3 is 1, though. I mean,
He
come on.
takes 10. Oh, a 3.
Yeah, I
That's-
know. And
Oh,
then
I'm
3
so
more.
sorry.
3 more deck saves.
So very sorry.
I know.
Let me
That's
roll
okay.
it.
They'll probably fail anyway.
They will, because their dex is 6.
Right.
5, 7.
1.
One.
Yeah. So they all
Yes.
take 3.
I like that. They'll probably fail anyway. I love the confidence of casters when they're like, I've got spells that work. Makes me super happy. Just throw a like iron golem against you. See how happy you are then.
No thanks.
No thanks. Livid, something like that. Okay. They take some blasty rolling out those spells. That's pretty nice. And do we have a D20 roll from you?
I did. I rolled.
Oh,
2.
you did 26 total, but nothing good.
Nothing
Donkey
good.
gnome zombie. That's good. Apparently, Bunny loves the gnome.
I'm trying to save him a little bit.
It's a song. Alekenora, let's. Oh, you're over there. Alekenora, save the world. There's 2 zombies in front of you.
Can I reach this one? Without having
Yes,
to
you can.
Okay.
You can. Without having to move. Do it. Get it. Time for Strahd. 17 will hit it. All the damages. Feel like it's not doing so well.
Kill them.
Oh, zombies. They're already dead. Oh, yeah, it's totally dead. Oh, there's me again. There's me going again. Hold on.
We had
Don't
this
save.
talk.
23. He's not dead. He's
Oh
back.
my
on
God.
board. This is the unkillable zombie.
He phased in
kidding.
and out of existence.
Back again. He falls over, but no, he's
Right,
like,
it's
no,
like a
I'm
foot.
still here.
I'll
I am
finish this
still here.
onto this
This
one and
fucker.
type it with my.
Going for the one below you, or the one that just stood back up.
I'm like, look, man, I killed this one twice. What more do you want?
It's a hit for claws on the south one. This guy,
the Southpaw zombie.
Southpaw zombie. TPK. I like that. Chat's eager. Is that on the guy to the south or the guy to the north that fell over? And now
This one here.
south guy. Okay, he's
Trying to
still
blend into
standing. Standing, but wishing he wasn't. Anything else? No. Okay. Tomas, let's have some of that holy power. Let's see these undead gone.
I reach out and touch this guy.
He rolls
No.
a 1.
Excuse me while I touch this guy.
Shit. 21 necrotic. That's ridiculous. Let me see me critical on my save. I did not. That's totally dead.
Okay, so-
very dead.
And
You
then
should-
I'm
It's
moving.
like, fuck you, boom!
Did we kill this square of dirt just in case?
And then I move
Yeah, I
here.
mean, it's pretty blasted right now. If you walk through that square, you're probably going to take some wounds. Okay, where you going? You're moving up into combat? Oh, you're going to try and save the gnome.
I'm gonna try and save the gnome.
I like that. 5e for party, 2e rules for the monsters. That would be nice. Okay, you're up there. You've entered the area of the fight. Anything else you're doing?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Seyla, come on, big spell, finish everything. Remove. You need to cast remove zombies. That's the spell you need.
Yeah, I totally have that.
Yeah, duh.
Remove zombies.
We'll go to this
Stop.
guy here.
Okay, that the one that's fighting Alekenora?
Yeah, sure, why not? This guy?
That's the one that's fighting Alekenora.
That's the one.
You hiding behind me?
Yes.
Is that a 9 for an Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
We're happy to hear that a 9 hits a zombie.
Oh my god!
That's amazing. So for 8.
And he is destroyed. However, he does get a save. So 8 means he needs to roll a 13 or better. He dies all over the place. The Eldritch power pathetically just about hits him and destroys him. Look at you killing all my zombies. And it took me ages to pull them all off the sidebar.
You did not.
All 10 of them.
I mean, I figured 10 was a nice round number for math, right? I mean, the adventure is pretty free and loose on how many zombies I get, I'm not going to lie. Because it's a second edition adventure, so I am pulling off zombies, thank you, thing. Because he was highly aroused by that necrotic touch attack.
Oh, he's dead now, so.
Oh, that's funny. He's dead, but he died happy.
Just
Sure.
All right.
arms tonight.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay, Saul, let's have a death save. Death save. Death save.
No, I don't wanna.
Save.
Death save time. Where is that button? There it is. Meh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
One step closer to the abyss.
No.
That's right.
Tiny
Where-
little
or-
foot in the grave.
or wherever gnomes go when they die. Okay, it's desert zombie time. So they're going to ignore the dead gnome on the ground, and they are going to move in on our friend over here. This zombie's clever enough to step around the gnome, and I'm just going to surround Tomas like this, not because it's a legal action to do it, but because it keeps the gnome without me putting an icon on top of him. Okay, Tomas has 4 zombies on him. I have 1 left down here that is literally going to walk towards Alekenora and attack her.
There's 2 more.
So I have 1. I know, it's just like, it doesn't care. It's a zombie. Attack on Alekenora.
Okay.
22.
Mm.
5 damage, sadly. Only 5. And then 4 attacks on Tomas. What's his armor class? What do you put?
He's plate, so.
Class is nervous chuckle.
Ah! This is
17 or
armor class.
18, I think.
It's big, right?
It's 17?
Because he's also without shield, I think. So 17.
18.
Oh, he's 18.
18. Okay, let's see how appallingly badly my zombies do. 21.
Ow.
Sweet.
8.
Nope.
5. See all these secondary rolls that would hit him. 7.
Nope.
So he takes 1 hit of all of my 4 hits. And that is a mere 5 points of damage.
Doing some sweet dodging moves, blocking things with
Got
his
his
hammer.
headphones on.
It's like,
And now he knows.
Now he
Okay.
can.
Now we
somebody
can
bob, somebody bob
Five.
him down 5 hit points.
It
Tomas.
got me good.
Oh, Tomas, you take 5 hit points. 5
Okay.
hits.
Okay.
From all 4 attacks, you took 5 points of damage.
So 5 times 4 or 5 total?
No.
Total.
Attacked you 4 times and hit you once for 5.
Nice.
It was appalling, but they are just zombies. Let's not lie. They're not the best things in the world. Missy, it's you. Let's do that whirlwind attack and kill everything.
Whirlwind attack. I don't know if you know Missy so well. She can't do that. But she will just pop a cap and the one attacking Tomas.
Which one?
She's gonna pop a cap in this guy.
Okay, that just which one? Pick one.
This one.
Pick,
I
pick.
did. This guy.
This guy?
This guy?
Can you see me?
Oh.
Well, or this guy. Or how about this guy? What about this guy?
I'm the black circle.
How about here? How about the
Oh
frog?
my God.
How about this guy?
No one knows.
No, not me.
Oh, that's funny. I missed a zombie at the bottom. He was clearly confused. Which one are we going for?
Do not ask that again.
I'm asking because I don't know.
This one.
This
The
one.
black circle.
Okay, I got you.
The black circle of death that probably
So what we're
misses.
saying is this one here. I'm going to say, I guess when Tomas is surrounded, what we're saying is the one attacking Tomas is not quite as descriptive as we might need. Okay, so the one to the south of Tomas. Okay.
Yeah,
then
the
you
one trying to touch his butt. Not cool.
Yeah.
You shoot for a 9, and a 9 is sufficient to hit it. You are doing 9 damage.
I'd like to do 9 damage to its butthole.
Okay, just to the butthole. Old
Alright.
shot to the butthole.
He might like it. Be careful.
He does like it. He really likes it.
Yeah,
He
he
is
does.
aroused.
Stop arousing the undead.
I can't help it.
You can help it. It's a choice. It's a choice.
There's always consent.
Arousing the undead is a choice.
Not for this group.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Dashing, jumping, looking charming.
I'm just gonna yell, Tomas! Good luck.
Apparently, chat is upset by your idea about your excitement at damaging buttholes.
That's a great area to damage.
Ulsame is dead. I'm just going to remove her from the thinger. Karou, okay, time for that big spell you've been saving.
Cure gnome spell.
You put so much pressure on our spellcasters, Hal.
Yeah.
It's because I know that eventually they're going to be like, "I'll just destroy everything." Because that's what
Totally
spellcasters
running
do.
out of spell slots. So
It makes me happy that happens because eventually you won't, and that makes me sad.
Twinning doesn't necessarily get rid of a spell slot, so we're good. But I'm out of sorcery points, so I can't twin anymore.
Oh
I know. So I'm gonna aim at this guy
no! Okay,
with another ice knife.
gonna hit Tomas if you do that because he's here.
Well,
Aim
how's your
this
dexterity?
How's my
It's
dex? Not great.
Yeah. How's your dex?
Not
Not so
great.
good.
Like that. It's the question: how's your dex versus how much do you want me to kill these zombies? I'm
Exactly.
I don't know. The zombies
just
aren't
like-
doing much damage.
gonna throw it out. Consider this practice for when she gets fireball.
Never picking up fireball.
Oh, it's gonna be ice ball for you.
Ice ball.
It's okay. It does like
Icy balls.
That's a stealth spell.
Pretty sure that's a charm spell.
That's a stealth spell. Okay.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yay! Ice
Oh, no.
knife.
Oh, it doesn't hit anyway. Well,
Oh,
the initial cast doesn't hit. Damn, that's 10 damage too. But technically,
hap-
the two
so if
still
it,
goes
if it
off.
doesn't hit the initial, what happens with it?
It's a hit or miss. It still explodes.
Oh, so it still explodes in the area. It just misses him and explodes
It
near.
misses him and explodes somewhere else. Yeah.
It doesn't explode on him. So 2 points of damage. So Tomas, we need a dexterity save.
And
I
then-
need to do
4.
4 dexterity saves.
Yeah, you're good.
18,
Oh,
fastest
he actually-
zombie in the land.
This zombie hops out of the
17.
way.
What the heck?
Were they
Oh.
expecting it?
They became very agile.
That was the worst ice knife ever.
It was pretty terrible. It's because you hit the party and the party was sad at it. So
No,
that's
it-
1 for these
I didn't
guys.
hit the party though.
Hey,
I
but
hit
you-
Chat.
the butthole,
but you
and they
might
all-
have hit the party.
I think it's because of the
Possibility.
butthole hit, and then they all turned it
Um,
around, and they're paying attention now.
I don't have any medicine to help.
Medicine.
My wisdom's quite terrible.
We like terrible wisdom. Ice knife right up the bum.
No, the ice knife didn't go anywhere that
Oh,
time.
that's the problem, right? Maybe that is. It did go right up the bum and exploded on the inside. That was the
Yeah,
problem.
maybe. I think I will blink over.
Ha! Chat says that if they suspect that if they check the recordings, this would not be the worst ice knife you've ever cast.
Nope, that's true. Thanks, Dad.
I like that. They're keeping you grounded. They don't want you to get too excited.
Can always count on Twitch chat to make sure you're in the right
set
space.
you straight.
Right? Just don't get too excited. Just back down to earth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Crashing back down to earth.
But I
That's
did
pretty
miss.
funny.
I misty stepped over here.
Okay, oh, Misty Stab. Oh, I forgot you could do that. It's nice. Misty Stab. Very nice. Over and towards the combat. Alekenora, there's one zombie in front of you, I think. And the rest... Oh, there's kind of two, because I forgot.
But all the action
Tell you what.
over here.
What are you doing? I'll move the second zombie in that I forgot about because it was off the bottom of my screen. So you can kill two of them if you like.
Well, okay. I like killing things.
Really?
Fight
Oh.
on this guy here.
Is that the northern zombie or the southern
Guy
zombie?
here.
I don't see the hair.
Guy.
That guy. Okay, northern zombie.
My
Not
pinging
southern
was not pinging.
No, pinging isn't necessarily the most accurate. That's 14 is a hit. He's definitely probably dead. 12 damage. He needs a 17 on this roll.
Whoa.
He survives!
Nice.
Oh! He
A
rolls
damn
to the
zombie.
sky.
Die. Oh, I forgot to hold, please.
Same damn zombie. I've had enough of these.
Oh, yeah,
fuckers
you have to
coming back
roll.
to life after
Yeah,
I've
okay.
worked so hard to swipe them into dust. And
Or
Right
not.
there.
However way you want to,
The hell is going on in chat? I don't want to know what's going on in chat. There's badness going on in chat. I believe.
There's no bad. There's no bad.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the word
The
that I'm
lesson every
confused
young
about-
Cajun boy
the
learns about
word
the
that's
crawfish.
confusing me the most is try.
Don't eat spicy.
Well, sometimes you have to ask for consent.
You attempt and fail.
Oh, as opposed to just kind of sneaking up behind people or missing your own, perhaps.
Well, if it's been a long
Roll
day
a
of
saving
crawfish,
throw.
you might be quite inebriated.
That's true. Oh, what? Hit your knee by accident. Kid, I've got a spicy knee. It's cute. Okay, Alekenora does not murder the first thing.
oh, that's rude.
Sorry about that.
I agree.
You could attack him again with your other attack, but you could
Did.
attack the other one too.
Oh, I attacked the first one again. I was
Oh,
complaining.
for a 10. Oh,
Already
in that
popping
case,
back up out of
it's
the
a
ground.
9, so he needs a 14 or better. Oh, he dies.
Stay down.
Ooh.
He's definitely staying down this time.
And I glare
Right.
menacingly at the other zombie, even though I can't attack it yet.
No.
He knows.
Grr. He's not scared.
He knows
He
what
doesn't
he
know
did.
anything because he's just a sack of meat wandering around. What? What?
That's-
I don't know.
No, I don't understand how crawfish festivals work, apparently. Apparently, I've been lied to all my life.
You just be like a small kid. We just lift up your shirt, drop trowel, just lean forward.
That's how crawfish
Are we
festivals
still
work.
talking about crawfish?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't want to know. I just don't know. I don't want to know. I'm just going to move on. Tomas, finish this fight for me, please.
Yeah. So Saul has what, one
Well,
failed
you
death
didn't have
death
to make
save?
10 zombies.
Yes, correct. I
Yeah,
failed once.
Saul has one failed death save, so he's one critical failure away from death.
Ugh. Okay. I'm going to spare the dying then.
Oh, spare the dying. Is that a
Oh,
spell? Do I
that's
get to,
nice.
That's a
do I get to attack you 4 times?
that's a cantrip, but yeah, probably.
Does it take an action or is it a?
Do I get to attack you 4 times?
I think you do.
I think I might.
No, don't do it then. Can you just do a heal check or a medicine check?
Just do a medicine check to see if you can stabilize it.
So hang on. Casting a spell surrounded by 4 zombies makes them attack you, but getting out a box, opening it up, getting out a bunch of medical equipment,
Yeah,
and
that doesn't make
bandaging your
sense.
friend does not. Is that
Correct.
what we're
It
trying to
doesn't-
say here?
Yeah.
That is how this world works.
It's true, because I understand that the healing kit is grossly overpowered.
This is also the world where chill touch is necrotic. So.
Necrotic,
And ranged. It's ranged and
It's
necrotic,
ranged
which is
necrotic.
super weird.
It's a phantom skeleton hand.
It is
Yeah.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand No, it makes no sense. Just
What's the
say,
DM's, what's the DM's ruling on this?
what?
On the
What? I mean,
medicine check versus.
technically, rules as written, it's not a medicine check. I mean, medicine really actually stabilize.
Yeah.
Oh, the healing kit just allows you to. Hang on. Let's check the internet.
We're not
Stabilizing a
saying-
character in combat provoke an attack of opportunity.
What I really want to do is attack 2 of them, but I don't want Saul to die in the meantime.
I mean, as long as he doesn't crit, I'm gonna pick him up next turn.
Yeah, but he might crit.
Right. That's the only problem. Is the possible crit.
As long as he doesn't crit, he'll be fine. That sounds like famous last words.
Exactly.
Only
I
thing
like my character.
D5 that provokes an opportunity attack is leaving the enemy's reach.
Oh,
Maybe.
sweet.
Yes,
You
I thought-
can cast.
Yeah.
Your action
okay.
to stabilize a creature is apparently he can cast and do whatever the fuck he likes. Attacks are probably not made at advantage. So D&D 5 is literally they just wrote a book that has no rules in it. That's basically what they
I
did.
A lot of
retract into
fluff.
my bubble and then cast Spare the Dying.
Boom!
no one
The
can hit
zombies
me.
are like, oh, hang on, let's respect his casting. Just wait a second. Oh, he's
Hold
done.
on,
Let's attack
guys.
him now. This is so bad. Bring him back as a camel. He's coming back as a camel. At least his head's gonna be one.
Ah,
Spare the
Yeah,
dying
we're-
to stabilize him.
Yep,
Is it a bonus or is it a
it's a cantrip.
bonus action or a
It is
standard?
not. It is a standard
Standard.
action.
Okay, so are you doing anything else?
I am not.
Okay, you saved the gnome.
Yay!
Hooray!
Seyla, now
Yeah.
area effect, including the gnome.
Yeah, no. Have these on the top group? Have they all taken damage or?
I think everything has taken damage at this point.
Wonderful. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're
go.
gonna toll the dead.
I'm gonna toll the dead on the southernmost zombie
One
guy.
of
there.
one. This guy. Or the
Yeah.
one down by Alekenora over
No, the
here.
southernmost and the northernmost grouping. Sorry. So this guy.
I think you should call that donging it. It's-
Yeah, we should. Somewhere. I'll have to find the bell. I've seen it
Did
somewhere.
it go? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
How does Bert show us his dong?
We're seeing her
Donged.
dung right now.
Mm.
I
Need a
can fetch
catchphrase.
my dung.
You've been
Nice.
donged.
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
the
That's a
damage
thing.
roll there?
Let me read it. Hold on. Point at one creature you see. Wisdom. Target takes a wisdom saving throw, or takes
Oh.
1d8, or if they're missing hit points, 1d12.
4.
Hmm.
That's my wisdom save.
They're
It takes
all
1d12.
Yeah. So
It's
1d12.
necrotic. It's necrotic again as well. So.
Yeah.
This was like.
Oh my
Aaron's-
god.
Not a 1.
Oh no.
I mean, you've tickled him in the right place, but you just need to work harder.
He just. Oh Jesus.
More gently next time.
Hey!
I tried.
That's just a bonus action though, right? You could actually cast another spell.
Is it?
I think so.
It's a cantrip on my thing.
It's action. I think is bonus because I think
I'm
Yes.
if I'm not
I
mistaken.
accidentally
It
closed
is a-
my thing. Oh,
It is
I
a
did not know
bonus
that.
action. You do that on top of a spell. It's awesome.
Well, okay.
Yeah, so that was Erin's 1-2. She would just be like, damage the guy, toll the dead.
Dong it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that in there anywhere. Okay.
No, it's great. It's a great spell.
Wonderful.
Hang on. Casting time is 1 action according to the internet. Is that right? Is it an action or is it a
Yeah, it
bonus?
says one. It says one action.
Oh,
What are you
nice.
doing? Oh, maybe
I
you're
don't
doing
know.
something else. Maybe you're doing something else as a bonus and then doing this as the action.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Maybe you were
Maybe I
cheating.
cheated.
Watching you.
Cheating the whole time.
I mean, it's always possible. I only have a very loose grasp of the rules.
Well, you know. Yeah.
It is
okay.
true. Leah's dong is significantly more impressive. I mean,
It's the opposite
Right.
of dong-a-ding.
yes, I guess. But Leah drives a sports car, can drive motorcycles, and flies planes, and works for NASA. I mean, it's significant in size. I'm surprised the sun still rises. Honestly, that we're not just constantly under the shadow of this huge penis. Certainly bigger than mine. Seyla, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Saul, you are awake, or are you just stabilized? Does it stabilize him, or does it return him to hit points? Save the dying.
Let's see. Save the die.
I think it stabilizes.
Yeah, it stabilizes. You're at 0.
Okay,
You're not
so you're
dying anymore.
currently
can
spare
I
the dying. He's
Now
dead.
second wind?
No,
Oh.
because you're unconscious. You can't take an action if you're unconscious.
I keep trying.
So
Everyone else
after
tells these
this-
amazingness.
After this, what we should do is play Rollmaster, and you should play a healer, because then, yes, you can heal yourself when you're unconscious.
Oh, how interesting.
That's bizarre.
There's nothing more fun than Rollmaster, except for it takes 12 hours to make a character. So what I would suggest is you tell me what you want and I make them. At least it's very complicated, but the game
I
is
felt-
amazing.
Next, we play bunnies and burrows.
I do like bunnies and burrows. That's all good. I have kobolds ate my baby.
That.
Anything else? No, you're unconscious. Desert zombies. I
I'm
have
sleeping
4
on it.
attacking Saul, 4 attacking
Huh?
Tomas, and 1 attacking Alekenora. Alekenor's attack. 16. Does that hit
That
you?
hits.
That's 6.
A
That's
bear
5.
has a lot of HP, but not great. Armor.
Oh, because you're huge, right? You're big. So that's 5 damage to the bear, and 4 attacks on Ridiculous Tomas with his ridiculous AC. 21
Nope.
for 5 damage. 21 for 4 damage.
Oh, yep.
12 and 21 for 3 damage.
It was the 21s.
Yes.
Hey!
The
Zombies
21's
pulled
hit.
it out. The 21's hit, so that's a bunch of damage.
10, 11, 12.
All damage from zombie. They're doing good jobs. How about the zombies eat mine?
What is
How
that?
about the zombies ate my gnome?
That's 12.
12.
All damage total. Woo!
That's cool.
Probably necrotic. Missy, come on. Multi-attack. This is like the longest zombie combat in the world.
You gave us
Really
10!
Hey, do you want experience? I mean, come on.
I
Yep.
mean, yes!
I want to live.
Gonna stab this guy.
guy.
Like stab Nora.
Oh, that guy. Okay, you should stab him. That will definitely hit for over the 20. 5 damage plus 10 sneak. That will definitely murder him. Except for he's dead already. So con save. He needs that a 15 total. 20. He needs a 20 on this. And he fails. He is very dead. I actually quite like the mechanic on zombies to keep them standing, but it can get very frustrating and a little bit tedious. Okay, 4 zombies remain. Anything else, Missy?
No, that's it for me. I'm gonna stick here next to Alekenora, the bear.
Karou, that spell scroll you've been saving, you know?
Super happy that my giant bear
That
butt
scroll
makes a
that
good
I've been
shield
saving.
for all you
Hiding behind the
miniatures.
bear. I'm
Um,
attacking you for your own good. It is true. That is fair. That's a good assessment. Do you want this experience? Maybe.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Hey, 27 zombies. Hey, Karou, what's going on?
I think I will Ray of Frost.
Oh, pulling out the big spells.
That's not big spells. That one.
Okay, get him. Get
This
that
is
poor little
the.
guy.
I'm running out of spell slots.
Surprisingly, a 9 does hit him for 7 points of damage. These guys only have an 8 for AC, by the way.
Ah, okay.
They have no armor and -2 to their dex. And you guys could do this. You could run around with no armor and -2 dex. I'd be very happy.
No thanks.
We died pretty quick then.
It's very true. Anything else?
No.
Oh,
Well-
I'm sorry. Say.
No.
Oh, Alekenora, free to roam.
Oh, finally! Now that I don't have to fight the same stupid zombie over and over again, I'm gonna come charging over the top of Missy and
It's cool.
with this stupid zombie over and over again instead.
That stupid zombie again. Get him.
Just get bit.
Get him. 17 will hit.
Ooh.
Big bear attack. I mean, bear's ridiculously good.
Yep.
And bear is good. Damage from bear.
Not as good.
Still alive.
Oh, really?
Barely, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that's true. She has a second attack.
Barely.
Oh,
Oh.
Womp, womp.
Floor attack. 26
oh,
critical.
it's gonna hit.
Nice.
It's
What are these
46 plus 4.
motherfucking zombies in this motherfucking desert? Oops, I don't know what I just did, but that was not what I meant to do. Hey, Mouse, you gotta quit.
Mouse.
Wait, I gotta roll it twice, huh?
Well, 2 more d6.
Yeah,
Oh my
but not the
Seriously? It says 15 damage already, and you have an additional d6. Only the 21. So basically, he needs to critical his save to survive. Which
Nope.
he
No,
fails
that's
to
not
do
it.
on an 8, and he is dead. Dead.
Yay.
So very dead.
I'm gonna yank off a zombie arm and have a new chew toy.
Nice. All right. We're back to Tomas.
I reach
let's
to my side, pull out a rod carved with stone, and the top of it's a lightning bolt, and I cast Turn Undead.
Oh, we're turning the undead because there's undead near a cleric.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do we do now with this
All
one?
right. Wisdom saving throw of each creature within 30 feet.
So these 3 zombies get a wisdom save. Let's start with top
Each
left.
creature?
Oh. Each undead creature.
Oh, okay.
Okay, top left, they've got a wisdom of 6. That's an 8. That's a 6. That's a 0. They all fail, I assume.
Not
They
a
are
rush.
they all fail, and they're all turned for 1 minute or until they take damage. They must
Means
spend their
they run
turns
away from you.
trying to move as far away as they can. They can't willingly move into a space within 30 feet.
So they're basically just going to run off into the desert.
They also cannot take reactions.
Oh, nice. So basically they just disengage and run away.
Yeah, basically, they can only use a dash action or try to escape from an
They're
attack.
zombies. They don't really run. They just sort of shamble, but like
A shamble.
in a scared way.
If there's nowhere to move, they can use a dodge action.
Oh, so they can increase their AC if they're trapped.
Yeah.
They won't do that because they're zombies. Seyla, it's you. It looks like the zombies are about to run away into the desert.
Oh, well, that's terrible. How far is 60 feet?
Not do that.
About this big?
Yeah. 5, 7. Okay. I'm gonna go for this guy, the southernmost one with
Oh,
my
get him.
sacred flame.
Hits. That's 2 points of damage.
Jeez, I'm not doing very good. Yes, it's 2.
Does that mess up the turn if he takes damage?
Hmm.
Yeah, he
Yes.
stops running.
Yeah, he stops running.
Yes.
So this guy is no
Sorry,
longer
I did not
turned.
know that.
Yeah, that
Alright.
I'm
negates
gonna
it.
put a bob on him. He's no longer turned.
Okay, we'll just kill them one at a time then.
That makes it more manageable, right? Saul! You're still
I
unconscious.
like how we left my arrow up there.
Ah.
Yeah, it's called. I've been trying to click on it and I can't. So
I don't know how to erase it.
If I try to click on it, I might have got it. I got the bottom part of it. Hold on. Oh,
Uh-oh.
I knew that was gonna happen. It was only a matter of time before I deleted the Vardo. Can't get that last piece. I don't think that's gonna delete Tomas, and I don't want to do that.
Click on
I can move out of the way.
Clear drawings, I think. Because
No
yeah, they
fun in
doodle.
that.
My piece doodle over shit. It's really annoying.
I'm not going to, but I was really tempted to
No.
redraw the arrow as soon as you erased it.
I think I just deleted the bear,
Did!
Yeah.
My ghost bear.
but now it's back.
Very confused bear. I just went into the another
Back
plane.
at full health.
Saw so much.
Yeah, you're back at full health. I think you were at like
I don't know what I
6.
was.
Oh, let's just say you're at like 18. That seems fair.
I can't
Okay, so Saul is unconscious. Desert zombies. These guys disengage and run. 1, 2. So they're zombies. So in my mind, they're not smart enough to actually disengage. They're just going to run. So that would probably mean that Tomas gets an attack of opportunity on them, right?
But it would interrupt.
So yeah, for
But
sure.
then it would interrupt them leaving, so I wouldn't
Yes.
do that.
Okay, good. So there's one here as well that I accidentally deleted, I think. He's also leaving in
I
this
was just gonna
direction.
pretend you had forgotten that one.
Never forget my little guys. All right, so one is going to attack Tomas for a vast 19 for 4 bludgeoning.
Does hit?
Taking a bit of a digging up there, right?
Yeah.
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 3 hit points.
Oh, wow, that is a bit of a digging up.
Yeah.
He said 3 hit points.
He loves it. He's having a great time.
But it is the
I am having a
cleric's
good time.
way, right? Just chant, "'Tis but a flesh wound." Your arm's hanging off.
By Hieronius.
Like that. All right, my terrible zombies are done. Missy, it's you. There's only one that's still fighting. The rest are running off.
I can't get close enough and also run away, so I'm just gonna shoot it. Fuck this person.
You in particular.
Choo! 19 hits for 4 damage.
What?
Oh, no, that was me. I apologize.
Yeah,
10
I was
hits
like,
for 4 damage. Still not dead. Still not dead. Anything else? Dancing around, doing some backflips, picking some pockets.
I'm going to just fade into the rock face.
Okay, that's a clever trick. I like it. Good one. Like that. Like Homer, but with a rock. Nice.
Yes.
Karou, let's finish this. All the big spells. You've been saving it. Finger of Death. Let's do it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Do we care about the other two? Do we let them just wander off or what?
Yeah. Make him run away.
As a GM, I will consider them defeated for this combat if they don't return.
We get full XP for them, or do I need to chase them down?
Yeah,
Finger-
I was like, do we get the XP or do I need to kill them?
I'll consider them defeated.
Okay.
That
Well,
doesn't
then I
answer-
do 7 damage to that one.
Yeah, you will. And that will actually knock him over his max. So he needs, what do we say, a 12 or more?
He
That's
did.
a 5. He is dead. He is dead. You killed them. Woo! You also now run them down. Nick's obsessed with running down monsters. He chased down a green dragon because he was fast enough to do it because he had a bow and shot it into the sky.
That's terrible.
Well, he was a wood elf who gets 35-foot movement and a rogue, so he could dash and shoot. So he was running and shooting, and he was fast enough to keep up with the flying dragon for a while.
Jeez.
Damn.
And it was injured, so he did kill it.
Sadness.
Exciting times. You've killed some things. Congratulations.
Hooray.
Woo! That was a long combat. That was like 3 hours long.
No.
It feels
I
3 hours long.
know. It was forever.
It feels like a long time. Let's say that was a long combat. I'm not gonna say you were inefficient, but I feel you were inefficient.
Really?
No, I
Okay.
just,
Doing AoE damage.
I mean, there
so-
was 11 of them.
there was a few. I mean, come on, you can't always be balanced. Oh yes, and then he stole its poison for his arrows. That's right. So, what are you doing? You guessing
I get the feeling my teddy bear time is over and I need to heal some gnomes and clerics, so I'm going to turn back into a whatever the hell I am.
Firbold. There you are. You're back as a firbold. What the hell am I? Like that.
Man. I imagine as a druid turning into all these things, you start to have some existential crises like, well, what am I really? Am I a bear?
I think
My-
we should
Am I a
consider
donkey?
resting.
I'm not even sure I'm fully firbolg anymore.
Well, we were technically trying to take all the stuff back to the thing so that we could continue resting for the night.
How do people just
Yeah,
And then the zombies popped up.
right.
Oh, I have to touch somebody for this one, so I'm gonna touch the cleric.
Touch the cleric. Does need a
Ooh.
little touching.
Mm.
Oh, well, that's pretty shitty.
For
The
4.
wounds. Ooh, ouch. That is pretty shitty. It's a higher level casting too, right? Is that
Yeah.
10 total?
Yeah, it should be, I guess, 10.
Guessing?
Is
You
it?
Yeah,
rolled it at a higher level?
It says 10, so we'll go with 10, because
Eventually you'll heal, right?
I wasted a spell
Alright.
slot for that.
All right. I guess are we still gonna drop off the stuff at the temple?
Yeah. We're trying to get rid of the ear
The
curse.
gnome up?
I mean, just to see if it works. I doubt it'll work, but just in case. I mean, we have a couple days to kill. Hal's like roll initiative.
Wanna
Like
fight the
fights.
pig?
It's your experience, you shouldn't complain. So you're returning all the gold to the temple?
Kevin, okay?
Are we still gonna ignore the fact that the gnome is at 0 hit points?
Yeah, the
I'm a
gnomes are
sneaky
zero.
gnome.
It is at 0. I will cast Prayer of Healing.
Is that for everybody?
Yes, for anybody that needs healing, up to 6 creatures, including myself.
Or do you share that among 6 creatures or do they all get 17?
It says up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range gain hit points equal to. So it does not say that they are shared.
Wow, so everybody gets
Ooh.
17 hit points. That's a nice spell.
Jesus.
I will take those 5 that I'm missing.
Yeah, right.
Disgusting.
And the additional 12.
I
Hey,
have
hey,
her roll
hey,
everyone.
Now I am going to second wind.
There you go. You can heal yourself a little bit.
Because you can.
For a whole 4.
Better than the 0 he was on.
So 4 plus 3.
How many hit points do I get?
Plus 3.
It says
17,
17.
apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
Up to,
Yeah.
up to
Okay, I thought it was
17,
like
yeah.
17 shared amongst everybody. I was like,
No, that spell's really good. 17, apparently.
I'm back to full health.
In that case, yes, I think we can continue to take everything back to the thing.
Okay, so you continue to take things back to the temple. You drop off everything except for what are you keeping?
The staff.
Can we just place it
Can-
one by one
can-
and see if we feel less itchy?
I would recommend like let's place. How about what if we place everything into the temple and then make camp outside like the temple, the big like the entrance.
You're pretty close to the temple anyway. The temple itself is on the square that you're in, and at the north side at the edge is where you're camping next to the spring. And then the temple is one of the other buildings on there.
Put the staff in there. But
And
if
it-
it's gone,
If it doesn't work, we just take everything back out.
And we just go on our camel-headed selves.
Camel-headed selves.
have we started drooling yet?
That's a what?
Drooling?
Oh, I'm sure. I just assume you guys drool. I assume you guys drool anyway.
Gross.
No, that's drip, not drool.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you return all of your things except for the staff to the temple.
No, put the staff in there just in case.
Okay, you return everything to the temple.
But I will
You
be very angry at Tomas if my staff is missing.
And are you just dumping it into the middle, just behind the doors?
I
Oh,
say
we're
we
hiding
put
it
everything
behind
back where it was
something so
before.
nobody else steals it.
Really? Every coin is going back
Well,
where
not-
it was.
No, in the same room. Just boom, you're in the same place.
I mean, the
where you were
problem
before.
you've got is that I'm assuming that you just like scooped coins into a bag and threw jewelry in there. So it's going to be difficult to put things exactly where you found it. Some stuff like the religious garb, that you know what room that came from, but everything else is just general coinage and treasure at this point.
I would say that the coinage and like the general treasure just we put off in a room somewhere, but the stuff that seems important we would put back in its place.
All right, you steam, hang, and iron the religious garb and put everything else back where you found it. You put the staff back in the dead hand of the lady you chopped to pieces and get out. So by the time you get back to camp, you feel a lot less itchy.
Really?
Your nose has returned to normal. Your ears seem to be pretty much normal again.
I told you, Karou.
Did you? Any of you
It
happen to
wasn't
take
just
notes on all those
damn it.
gods? Which one was the goddess of itchiness? Who is
She's a goddess of itchiness. That's a goddess of itchiness. It's funny. So apparently you're no longer an ass. If only it was that easy.
So I wasn't the one that took any of the treasure to begin with, but if you guys want to start taking piece by piece and see what makes you itchy.
Karou immediately walks out towards the staff, grabs the staff, and brings it back.
Hey, got the staff. After a couple of hours, you don't seem itchy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, one by one. Let's get some more.
One coin at a time.
Yeah.
It has been a month.
That's right. I'm not itchy.
What about that headdress?
That's funny. That's all fine.
Is there a little frog-sized tiara?
What about the tub?
So let's figure this out. How you can figure this out without spending 1,000 hours here. doing it piece by piece.
Here for 2 full days.
Let's allow you to make insight rolls.
Okay.
Although you're all going to roll terribly. I
Roll
know.
the PM, tell us what's happening roll. That's what our insight roll is.
Yeah.
It's basically, oh my god, 2 11s and a 6.
Yeah, Tomas is just
17,
like, yeah, whatever,
22.
fine. Do the one by one thing.
Have a 22.
Someone.
Maybe your warlock's going to save you.
Okay.
So your warlock makes the assumption that the things that are important are not necessarily the gold and the treasure, but these religious artifacts that were in that room off the main area, like the headdresses, the crooks, the flails, the robes that are all adorned with gemstones.
The flails. Well, I wanted
Flails, like a.
I could use a
Oh,
plus
that
one
kind of,
flail.
well, yeah, I guess that kind of flail. I mean, like an Egyptian flail that you have pharaohs have. It's the same. It's a stick with a.
Oh, the thing,
Yeah.
the crop.
It's
the
for
thing.
hitting flies away, but I guess you could hit an ass with it too.
I can't take any of the religious items, but I can take any of the treasure, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it,
Do I care if I turn into a donkey?
that's what it comes down to. So what Seyla is thinking is that the things that are concerning issues here are the things that are related to the gods. The treasure itself is just treasure. These things are specific to the worship of these deities.
So the headdress was specific to the.
The headdress wasn't the headdress. Well, it was one of the headdresses you
It was
took.
one
right?
of my. Yeah, it was just one of them.
It was a
The
bunch of
blue
headdresses.
one.
You took one. Seems fine.
But the one I took seems fine.
So,
Cool. I'm keeping it.
having it on my head.
It's back on my head already.
There's 50,000 gold pieces worth of stuff in priestly robes, headgear, and various accoutrements.
Hell yeah.
So that's the stuff that is not affected by this.
that's the stuff that she thinks is affected.
Oh,
by
is
this.
affected. Okay.
But
Everything else
items and stuff.
is
are-
possibly fair play.
I got what I needed. I'll go sit out on the steps now.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything. I'm just gonna be outside.
So if you test that theory and leave all of the robes and gem-encrusted crap behind, you actually can take everything else.
Even the tub.
You mean the bath? I mean, ultimately, yes. If you want to take her bathtub, you can take that. It's just going to take a great
Okay,
deal
he'll
of.
probably just ask us to take
helping you.
Alekenora.
It's going to take a bit of time to get it out of there because it's basically fixed to the ground.
Alekenora's big.
And
Gotcha.
Abu's getting very impatient.
I'm an impatient person just in general, so
I'm
yeah.
going to say Abu was waiting to go to college by the time you finish.
16. Does 16 move the tub?
You guys
The
woke
tub
me
is,
up
the tub
with
is
this damn
basically
thing.
fixed to the. It's really heavy.
That's not what I asked.
You need like a levitate spell for the tub.
No, 16 does not move it.
I want the tub. It's like a swimming pool for me.
Right, it's basically a swimming pool for you.
I
I want the tub.
feel like, Nick, that worked out for us, though, in our Cthulhu game, where we stole all the gold off the walls.
That's right. Taking gold off the walls. That's right, because it released that terrible monster.
Totally worked in our favor.
I mean, you were all very rich by the end of it, but a bit crazier than you might want to have been.
Only Nick. I survived that.
That's
perfectly
just
well.
normal
You actually
Cthulhu.
did well. You didn't go too crazy in Cthulhu.
That was Nick who went crazy. I was fine. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you got a sweet mask. Oh, some of that shit's funny. We should play Cthulhu. Anyway, so you seem to have taken all the treasure that you seem to be able to take.
Cool.
Does somebody have a record of what treasure you have?
Really?
All right, I will make you a file with the treasure that you take out of this temple, and then
I wrote
I'm gonna
down
call
what
it-
down.
I'm gonna call it party inventory, and you can fill it out as you want. I'll do
Perfect.
that later. Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that later because clearly
Can
you
I go
aren't
back to
taking.
getting my beauty sleep?
Sure, you fall asleep and don't wake up like an ass.
Well, that's debatable.
True.
Pretty sure Karou is still an ass.
So are we all long resting?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was the middle of the night anyway,
was the
so
middle of
yes,
the
I
night.
assume you just
Okay.
continue the long rest you started.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
my all of my spell slots back. I am completely
And
out.
as a
Yeah.
kind GM, if you stay in bed a little because it was middle watch, you can only if you stay asleep for a couple more hours, you can regain your spells.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm nice. I am
Yay.
because I hate having you an underpowered party.
I mean, I would
Terrible
be
to-
very
Send you up against like a
Helpful.
sphinx or something without all your spells.
So what's our
Slap it.
XP
I'd just
gain?
start hitting things with my quarterstaff at that point.
So you have fought things, you have killed things. It is now. What time is it? Almost 11 o'clock. This would be a great spot to stop as you're fully healed and have fought off some zombies and that lady, or we can continue. Your choice.
No, stop.
For-
I'm too
Mm.
tired.
Oh,
I have to
I
work
So
in the
gotta get up.
morning.
Yeah, gotta get up
so
early.
do I. Aaron's about
Still
to hit
got
the wall.
work.
Would you like experience?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, desert zombies, of which you fought 10. Each one is worth 50 experience.
That's it.
I'm afraid they're only a quarter CR. One full-on mummy is worth 700 experience for a total of 1,200 experience for the party, or I believe 200 apiece.
Okay.
So we're at 2234 each.
Yep, 22, 34.
And what do you actually need for a level?
I thought it was 2334.
I was
That'd
at
be
We're
tight.
21. Oh yeah, 23. We can't add.
Hmm.
What are you
Math
level
is
at?
hard.
Apparently
Hold
it's
on.
100 somewhere.
No.
Hold on.
No, we haven't leveled.
How many do you need for level 4?
I'm looking
Gotta be close.
we need 27.
You are close. 27. That's
23.
fine.
We need 400 more.
Can we just find a couple more of the priestesses from last session? Because that seemed to work.
Right? Yeah, just roll that priestess out a few more times. Maybe you could resurrect her. You could spell. Resurrect her a murderer again.
Priestess
Oh,
farming.
God, at 5th level, we need 6,500.
Ugh.
Yeah, the jump
4 to
step-
5
I mean,
takes forever.
Ooh.
think about it, if this was AD&D, everybody would want to be a rogue because they leveled faster than everybody else.
Oh.
I hate that though. I like the party
Wow.
going at an even level. I don't like character per character.
That's like being a necromancer in Diablo, where you
You're
can
gonna
just
hate
explode all the
Rollmaster because
corpses.
you get experience based on what you do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So if you take a bunch of
All right,
damage,
Seyla.
you get experience for it. If you do a lot of damage, you do it. You get a lot of experience. If you do nothing, you get nothing.
You don't even get an E for effort?
No, you get nothing for effort. You just have to. I mean, you can get some grades for effort if you take damage. If you survive criticals where you lose limbs.
This makes sense.
My enthusiasm could power a small country.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, right. It's a pain in the ass from the side of the GM who have to track it all.
Oof.
All right, kids. We're gonna say goodnight. Visit us on Discord. Visit the website. Come see us on the Twitter and all of those places. And visit the Patreon. Pay us money, goddammit. Appreciate it. Takes a
Good
great
night.
deal of
Bye.
money to keep you enthusiastic.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.